Esau sanctioned me on the channel. He sanctioned me on what's it called? My main Salvation is close. So I'm using my old one. And I told you my other old one, they deleted it off YouTube. Sanctioned me.
What's up, yeah?
So you put me under the whole news. Like, you put me on, like, sorry, bro, it's live.
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakah, double honors unto the elder apostles, the great news on them well. Shalom to the whole four elect. Alright, we're Hebrew Israelites who come out here every week to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom in accordance with the Holy Bible, the King James Version 1611, with the Apocrypha. Alright, right now we're in the last days, as spoke of in the Bible. Alright, and really when you go into the book of Hebrews, it speaks of the beginning of the last days. Alright? And now we're in the last days of the last days. We're drawing ever so closer. Like one of the main things going on right now is that you have General Motors pivoting into developing weapons of warfare, drones, means of artillery. Obviously, because of that the way they've been getting their arse over in the Strait of Hormuz, down there in the Middle East, it's made them have to pivot and basically start feeding into building up their artillery. And it really shows you, along with the artillery, now they're talking about, you know, Pope bringing in more individuals to fight for the war. All right, hopefully, which is going to lead to, you know, we saw the law as regarding it's going through Congress right now, the legal system over in America, whereby they're saying that now they're probably going to have to, instead of there being a due process of 30 days where you got to like register and then you can take your name off the list kind of thing. Now you're basically going to go straight into the list. All right, so they're basically readying the people to be ready to go to war immediately. Over in Germany as well. Germany, you got the same thing now. They're saying that if you want to leave the country over in Germany, you basically have to let the government know if you're of fighting age from the age of 25 to 46. All right, so these are different things that are being set in place right now as far as feeding into the prophetic words in Revelation 8 and 13. Woe, woe, woe. You know, the angel declared the three woes. And then you go to the book of Revelation 11 and 14. It tells you about the third woe is past, and behold, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe comes quickly. All right, if someone can grab Joel 2
I've got Joel 3.
Joel, 3 and 10. Yeah, that's it. Read that.
Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into
sticks. You know what?
sticks.
Start from 9.
Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Right, proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Right, the Gentiles is basically speaking to you heathen nations. Anyone that ain't on this sign, all right, we're basically speaking to you. We're letting it be known. Yeah, the natural Gentiles. We're letting it be known that, look, it's time for you to prepare war. All right, and this is why you're seeing that, like I said, that thing over there in Iran is basically like a flashpoint where it's basically, you know, put a mirror in front of everyone to understand where they stand in warfare. Like you have the Israelis. Those people, I watched this Myron.
Yeah, Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit. Shalom, bro.
Shalom.
Let me read where you put up there. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it. I follow. Right, that's it. Yeah, Esau is the end of the world. Right. So right now we're seeing his end commence. All right. He's on his way out, man. You know, we're visibly seeing it. But like I was saying, with what was I speaking on? What was I?
Oh yeah, you were speaking on Joel 3.
Oh, about the Gentiles basically proclaiming.
Yeah.
All right, we're making it known unto you that look, this is the time. All right, and like the brother put up there, it said Joel 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says Esau is the end of the world. That's putting a name to, you know, it's giving a full description as to the time we're in. Right? We know it's significant because the man that's orchestrating all these things that's happening is Esau. All right? And he is the end of the world. So we're seeing his end happen before us. Read on, bro.
Yeah. So it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Right. Wake up the mighty men.
Right.
Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Right, because we're living in the information age. Right, this generation we're in is far from warfare. If someone could grab the quote, hard times make strong, good times make weak men, just so we can read it verbatim. But basically, the time we live in, most of the men in this generation, well, majority, they're weaklings.
Yeah.
All right, they're being ground to be, some feminine individuals. Gotta read that quickly.
Yeah. So it says, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times create weak men create hard times.
Right, so where are we in that phase of that saying? All right, we're in the phase of the going from the good times. You can go back to the 60s, the 70s, and all that.
Happy days and all that.
Yeah, 80s,
Fonzie.
90s, and even as recent as the former generation, they benefited heavily from the financial system. Where it crashed and burned is really going back to the credit crunch, right? The financial crisis of 2007, 2008, right? With that coming into play, it set the ball in motion as far as regarding hard times, all right? And the hard times, or should I say, the good times coming to an end, all right? But the weak men being put in place to engage with these hard times, all right? Go on, read on.
Yep. So it says back in Joel, yeah? Mm-hmm. So it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, because we're moving from those good times into those hard times. All right, you had Baby Huey and the babysitters having hard times, and it's crazy. That's where we're heading to right now. It's a very difficult time that the sons of men are basically about to engage with. Because you can see now with, there's a video I come across where a guy broke it down for illustration, how the oil basically gets shipped out from the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz controls about 20% of the world's oil energy, all right, resources, all right. It basically floods the world market. So that 20%, it doesn't mean that the whole world is gonna, spin off its axis and kaboom and destroy, and the world will be over. But it's an adequate amount as to where you're gonna feel the effect of it, all right. And the way it was illustrated is basically it takes a number of months to basically get to the land of America, right? Being the furthest place, or America, Australia, China being the furthest way away from the Strait of Hormuz. Whereas the places that are closer get a consistent flow over and over again, all right. But now that flow is basically the last flow of it basically landed a couple of days ago in April. Right, we saw it open for a little moment and it's been closed up again. But that really shows you that, the windfall of it all is we're going to start to feel the bite of it. All right? And this is why they're preparing for war.
And even if it slips through all the different systems, because the thing is the main thing that will be impacted is the price of transportation. Unfortunately, every possible thing on Earth now goes through a mode of transportation, whether it's shipping, flight, driving, whatever. Even to get fuel to the pumps, you pay money to drive the fuel to get to those different locations. So that's the thing, that no matter what the object is, the price is going to go up, whether it's a shirt, whether it's crepes, whether it's food, oil, services. Even paying for someone to go fix your boiler, that's going to cost more because he has to drive around, and then any of the parts he gets, he's got to fly them in or get them driven in. So that price goes up. So it's something where it's like it's just going to circulate, and the price of everything's going to go up.
But even the movie, the Mad Max, the original, that was filmed in basically supposedly Australia.
Yeah.
But basically that film, inspiration came because of the Iraq-Iran war.
Oh yeah.
The Iraq-Iran war, when that war kicked off, the price of oil spiked in Australia. So he said like the first gunshot, within the first hour of the spikes of prices of oil, gunshots went off in what's the capital? What's one of them capitals?
Melbourne, Sydney.
I think it was Sydney. It was like shit that started going off in Sydney. People was rioting. So that's where they got the inspiration to make that film.
Yeah.
And that was all because of the Iraq and Iran have skirmishes in the day. And
That's
oil
the thing,
spiked.
yeah. It's like people aren't like you. The thing is because of the trail-on effect really of the 2008 financial crash, people are kind of used to a spiking where this economic system can crumble to an extent. But then the full-on pain of it, like it's really not fresh in a lot of people's minds. a lot of people, they're gonna see it's like the cost of everything going up. The thing that fucked people in like the 2008 financial crash is inability to get credit. And that's the thing is, if credit becomes more difficult to attain as well, then the lifestyle people have disintegrates once again, and that's where you start getting people feeling the burn.
Pinch. Talk.
Might as well continue.
Yeah. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Yeah. It says, assemble yourselves, all ye heathen. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Gather yourselves together round about.
Right, no, just go back to verse 10. Read it again one more time.
Verse 10. Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong.
Right, let the weak say I'm strong. So we're seeing everyone galvanize themselves, putting their resources into weapons of war, but then also we're seeing a greater thing whereby Iran is basically flexing bicep on the Western world. Right, they're using guerrilla warfare with this tech, this they call it, is it the fifth revolution, industrial revolution, where you have the technological advances that are really showing you how. This is why like ceasefire has been implemented and General Motors is coming out with this talk, is because Iran's basically showing a new blueprint. All right, there's a whole new way of fighting, guerrilla warfare tactics implemented via technology. All right, and they really, it's just like when you deal with Somalia, you deal with Vietnam, these various different places, Afghanistan, they know the terrain and they have to leverage their expertise over the big bad America.
Babylon.
Right? Yeah, Babylon.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got a little bit of
The Financial Times that says Pentagon held talks with Ford and General Motors about supporting weapons production. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has pushed to
That
overhaul
racist, isn't it?
the
Excess.
false prophet.
Well, you see, he's got like so people were exposing all of him from before. He's like a really Nazi and that, and he's got all the. You see his tattoos. It's all that American National Front racist tattoos and shit. So basically, people know he's a fucking neo-Nazi in fucking power in America, in democracy.
Yeah, can't.
Right? I thought the Western world was meant to be against the Nazis, man. And you know what's funny with all of that? Even fast forward, you have like a sect of whites in America and in England that actually believe the fucking Nazi ideology. You know, they wear the swastikas. You know that American History X cats.
Yeah.
I thought he was fighting against them. So anyway, Hegseth's one of them.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Hegseth. And that name, where the fuck in Europe does that come from? He's an American, but where the fuck does that come from?
Yeah.
Some of them, a lot of them American whites are like Ukrainian, fucking Lithuanians, but they've been in America for so long.
Yeah.
Germantown and all that.
But that's why they're like so bush and backwards.
Backward ass. Even the actual authentic Germans don't like the American descent Germans.
But that's why you have the WASP, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Oh yeah,
that's like an upper class of the Americans over there.
yeah. Well, the Amish.
Yeah. Well, Amish are all
Dutch-
different. But
Dutch
yeah,
motherfucker,
let's
yeah.
go into it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's true.
Says the Pentagon has held talks with General Motors and Ford about how Detroit car makers can contribute to U.S. weapons supply chains as part of Trump's administration's overhaul of military procurement. The wide-ranging talks covered how auto manufacturers can help to produce components or parts for a range of weapon systems, including through the deployment of advanced manufacturing techniques such as 3D printing, according to people familiar with the matter.
So they're going to be making ghost guns as well. I don't mean literal ghost, but technology, anything ghost weaponry, through, and it won't be ghost because they'll be pretty big, but, I'm playing with the words. Go ahead. Is there any more on that?
Where it says the Pentagon is very motivated to restructure procurement to move faster, to get things done at lower cost, and to remove roadblocks and increase production, one person said. So they've reached out to GM and Ford, and the focus is on a preliminary basis. What can you do to help? So more likely than not, just immediately they'll just whatever they have systems for, they can produce. There'll likely be crossover with production of certain components between what you get in like different military parts and like their car production. But then it could go specialized as well. And that's the thing as well, is that when you deal with the New World Order, they're basically about centralizing all these different industries underneath like one banner, where you have like online like sales and whatnot. You used to have all different shops you would go to, sites for specialized things. Now it's like Amazon. Almost anything you go to, Amazon started off just for books, but now it's for everything. And then same thing with even food delivery, these different things. They're basically just centralizing it all under one bracket, to where, okay, instead of like browsing the internet, you just use certain apps, and then through those apps they can then track, okay, what do you do? Same thing like they have in China with like WeChat, WePay, these things, Alipay, where it's all tied in to a bigger system. And that system tied to your ID as well.
Yeah.
But then it's as far as with a lot of these different companies anyway, in these older industries, they've already centralized. Because as far as like car production, that's one of those where there's very few players. But we'll see the extent it goes to as well.
So do you want Sirach Ecclesiasticus? Ecclesiasticus 39 from the top, it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
Right, that's what we are occupied in.
He will keep the sayings of renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secret of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men, and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries."
No way, you might have to go 38, where it talks about a city being maintained.
From where's that?
Might be.
Towards the end, right?
You'd have to look around.
I'll find it.
38, 28.
Okay. Ecclesiasticus 38, verse 28, it says.
Wait, hold on.
You sure it's here?
Yeah. You know what? I wanted it, but now it's something I was gonna get. Don't worry about it.
That might be.
Read what you got.
Okay, so I think. Shall I go back to Joel?
No, that's what I wanted on Joel.
Revelation 16 and 13 says, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of power almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon," which is man of the truth. And that's basically what you see happening. All the deceptions being pushed out. When you had the Iran conflict start, you had all the stories coming out of the military generals and whatnot, where they were saying like, "Oh, this is a holy war." You had Hezgeth, you had Trump talking about these things like, "Oh, this is what we're doing. We're trying to establish that third temple." They're basically trying to calmly fulfill prophecy within the scriptures. They're trying to, fulfill their own false prophecies. But then really it's as far as because as far as it's the Most High basically gathering everyone into that location where it's really a judgment upon all these different nations. You got the Palestinians talking about Palestine. You got Iran in the mix. You got State Israel in the mix. You got all these different people in the mix. Where they're thinking, like, oh, everyone involved thinks they're going to be the one to get ahead. Everyone's really there, like, okay, well, we can take the top spot. You go to like what post-World War I, post-World War II, after those conflicts, someone then rose up out of it where they were then able to get ahead. And even though it's like Germany in World War I, they were so fucking cooked by the what's it called? I can't remember the exact name. By the deal they had to make afterwards. I can't remember the exact name. But they were so cooked by
It's like a treaty, isn't it?
yeah, the treaty. There's a name for the treaty. I can't remember. But it fucked them up so much. But then afterwards, it then allowed them to build themselves up to where they were able to just go out and dominate Europe, to where they would have like held the W if they really didn't try and go and invade.
Treaty of Versailles, right?
Yeah, Treaty of Versailles.
So when they didn't try and invade Russia. And,
It's just like invading Russia. That's
near
like,
enough impossible.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
they-
too much land, and it's like even if you try and
You can't do
like,
it.
take
bro.
a capital, they can just, oh, we're moving our capital. And it's like fucking however many miles over there, and it's and then winter comes, and then you're done. Like as soon as winter comes, it's like it's over. You give up. But that's hey, you know, the same pride, basically being everyone's drawn into.
Yeah, go on.
So Ecclesiasticus 38 and 24. Ecclesiasticus 28 and 24, 38 and 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plough and that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labours, and whose talk is of bollocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder.
Right, so this is going into, you know, the mind of, for us to become wise in his words of the scriptures. We basically dedicated our lives. We made a great sacrifice, all right, in that the life that we, you know, believe we had in this world. We basically said that, you know, we made it all. How did Paul word it? I consider all things done to win Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's what we did. We basically considered, you know, when Paul posed with the question, you know, truth or die, you know, like, you know, do you want to, you know, go down the rabbit hole, or do you want to, you know, go back and wake up and normal? We basically went down the rabbit hole. So in doing so, now we've been exposed to, we're
Red and
engaged.
blue pill.
That's it. We basically took on the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this world, and of the Heavenly Father, right, the Holy Spirit. Now, in doing so, there's a certain level of dedication that you need to have, right? Hey, it's one thing knowing those scriptures, but it's another thing dedicating yourself. So anyway, with that, we've done that, but then you have these people in the world, in order for them to be who they are, they have to dedicate themselves. They have to go through an apprenticeship. They have to dedicate themselves to learn, okay, I need to understand what cows do. I need to understand what the burrows, what's the best fodder for my kind, etc., etc.
Right.
And read on.
Right. So it says,
And the hard rock.
so it says, he giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboureth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work.
Right, counterfeit imagery. So you have some people, they might work on a production line, and they have to, you know, counterfeit in a sense where it's like they're reproducing a thing. Even you can deal with someone that makes counterfeit rollies, man, kettles. Right, there's a certain level of dedication in order for you to establish that work.
Rebuke you in the name of the Lord. Yep. Rebuke you in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Rebuke you in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Rebuke you in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Rebuke you in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So you know that was a
power.
demon.
Yeah, I know. I see him
Speak
coming
in the
up.
name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. See,
Look.
that name fucked him off anyway.
Yeah, no straight.
The spirit of the Lord's
But
name.
I was thinking, resist the devil and he shall flee.
Yeah.
But then the spirit got on you to do what you're doing. I said,
Speak in the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem, not the water Lord. Get him out because he was trying to drown out.
that's it. And the bro, like I noticed the stream went to 0.
Yeah.
And then I see it going up and then down. I said, yeah, it's a demon, man. Carla, you how about Shem Shai, man. Yeah, use the brother as a vessel to rebuke Satan, man.
Demons, man.
Go ahead.
Right? Because this takes explaining.
Yeah.
But that was a demon.
Yeah.
Because this ain't one of them. You gotta explain the scripture.
Yeah.
So verse Ecclesiastes 38:27. So I'll read that again. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboureth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. The smith also sitteth by the anvil, and considering the ironwork, the vapour of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the great heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil was ever in his ears, and his eyes looked still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to
Right, he
finish.
got a spirit on him. You know, beating away. You got to imagine to make something out of ironwork, you know, a blacksmith, a goldsmith, silversmith, coppersmith, whatever it is, you know, to make that work, you got to be at the anvil with the smoke going, the heat, and then you got to focus, zone in your focus to be beating on it. And there has to be a consistency, there has to be a skill to it, right? That's what they're doing, right? But you can, you know, they say when someone is in the zone, or they say they're in what's the other thing they call it? Flow state.
Yeah.
What's
His
flow
brother
state?
Sonia. He's in the flow state. The
Oh,
Matrix.
I thought you saying his hair. Like,
No, his brother Sonia.
Where is
No,
he? Yeah, you know, he said flow state.
He gets into a flow state
Yeah.
where everything just works for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So that's what it is. It's a flow state. So you know when someone's beating an anvil, they're in the flow state, all right? They're basically just flowing. So there's a spirit that's on them that allows them to do those things. Read on.
Yeah. It says, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. So doeth the potter sitting at his work, and turneth the wheel about with his feet, who is always careful, set as his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioneth the clay with his arm, and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make it clean and burning.
Yeah.
And he's diligent to make clean the furnace.
Come, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Because you're obviously frustrated by seeing us.
And he's diligent to make clean
Go
the
ahead.
furnace. And he's
He thought
diligent.
we're Muslims. That's what he thought. That's why he got upset.
You got it wrong.
Yeah, innit? Go on.
It's like getting
Yeah, innit?
You see, that's true, isn't it?
like we've got reform in this.
Oh, you're-
I was like, bro, I vote reform.
well, fucking- the thing is, one of the leaders of he's a brother. One of the leaders of all that shit. Before that,
Stuck up there, bro.
oh yeah. But even all Tommy Robinson, like, they're all in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Because Tommy's supposedly fighting for the land and all that. He's in the Epstein files.
He's fiddling with little kids.
Exactly.
That's one of the main things.
Tommy's
They're
motherfucker
saying
was
that they
in
are
Brian's
they
goal,
got
bro.
prostitution.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and I remember that boxer Ty Mitchell
Yeah,
came up to him and
stuck it
said,
on
"What are you
him.
doing
What are you
there?"
doing
Yeah,
there?
in
Yeah,
Dubai, in a bloody Muslim
yeah,
country. He's
country,
like, I
yeah.
thought you hate them, man.
Yeah.
But
They should have done that to Tariq Nasheed in Senegal.
all of that, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
FBA, what you doing there, man?
Yeah.
I'm fucking. I don't care about that shit. But go on.
Yeah, but you know, Tariq Nasheed's another
He's a
shield.
plant, yeah.
Because they know, these guys know the truth.
Yeah.
So he's the same, you know?
They gave him a bag and he's
They
playing
gave
the
him
game.
the bag and he's paying, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So he says, so doeth the potter sitting at his work and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always careful, set at his work, and maketh all his work by a number.
Yeah, and I see we could go over the bridge, right, to South, we're giving away where we are. You go over the bridge, but there's some people, I know some clay shops by the arches, where I see them making clay and everything. That's what they're doing, they're dedicating themselves to making pots of clay and things of that nature. Go and read on.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? So it says he fashioneth the clay with his arm, and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work.
Right. So it's why we asked brother to read it, because this illustrates. I'm just gonna go on. These are things that are all in society today.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna go on to say basically you need someone to make cars, you need someone to drive around these Waymo cars to basically map out
You need someone
society.
to fix bus engines
That's it.
when they break down the travel.
Cleaners to sweep up the floor,
Oh.
dustmen to take away the bins.
Next
What you
week there'll
gonna
be a tube strike.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah,
the city
yeah,
close
yeah.
for that whole week.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers will be fucking tripping, having to plan trips and journeys. The streets
Yeah,
gonna be packed.
yeah.
Why? Because it's all gonna be shut
gonna-
down.
Yeah, it's stopping the lifeblood of the city. All right, so you need all those things for this society to function. All right, they've dedicated themselves to make this society where it is. So read that verse again and read on.
Right? It says he fashioneth the clay with his arm.
I know
and
further on the last bit where it talks about after that.
all these trust to their hands.
Yeah.
And everyone is wise in his work.
Right, they're all wise in their work. You know, this is why they ain't out here teach you about the end of the world, all right? Because they're wise in their doing. They know what they're doing, all right? If I went to them and said, listen, no, you're meant to, I know the end of the world is going to happen. This is how you fix a car. I can't do that. I'm not a mechanic, all right? Go on, read on.
Yeah.
They're wise in their sayings. They know what they're doing in regards to that. Go on, read on.
Yep, it says, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down.
Right,
It says,
so you could see you can't dwell. Like we spoke about already, the impending doom as far as with the oil situation, right, due to the Strait of Hormuz being closed. There's going to come a time, those lorry drivers, right, and even there's new restrictions set in place. Remember, they got the AI that's working to identify everyone that's driving. You got all these different, you got all the AI working to identify these different. So there's a lot of things set in place, but beyond that, the main thing is that they're not gonna have oil to drive over here. So, in the fact, it's gonna be extremely expensive for them to drive over here, should I say? All right. So with that being the case, it's gonna it's gonna have a knock-on effect, a ripple effect throughout the whole of the city. All right. Go and read on.
yeah, it says, they shall not be sought for in public. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation.
Right. These people, and that's the point. They're not going to be sought for in public council. Right. And this is what I'm telling you. There's a time coming where, as it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes 9th chapter, all right, the poor righteous man that basically saved the city. But then after when the city was in doom, he was the one that came to save the day. But then once the city got back to functioning as normal, guess what? Where was the man? They didn't care. They said, I've got to go and make my money. I've got to go and they got to get the city up and running again. All right? Go and read on.
Yep. It says, they shall not be sought for in public council,
Yeah.
nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat,
Yeah.
nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft.
There you go. So these people of today, all they're fine-tuned to do is keep the city going. That's why it tells you in Matthew 24 and 36, it tells you that in that day, many were eating and drinking, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be. They were eating and drinking and giving in marriage. Then the flood came.
Yeah.
And Noah went up into the ark. Right? So most of these
like
people,
today.
as the elites on the left-hand side say, they're useless eaters. Right? They're just here to just, eat, sleep, and shit. And really just basically give up their life force to keep the city running. All right? You got
That was it on that one.
yeah. You got something? Get me yours. Yeah, it's up to you.
continue. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened. And those grinders are the key factor, especially within Esau's system. Without those grinders, those people keeping all these different systems up and running, there's very few. It's like if the sewage system stops, you've got like you can barely function as a city anymore. Electricity stops, you're done. You're wrapped. Like electricity is one of them systems. That's why even the Matrix, with the second movie, Reloaded, their entire approach to taking down the what do you call it? Their entire approach to taking down to get Neo in to see the architects was basically take down electricity, because electricity is the key system. Everything in the Matrix everything else runs on. You take the electricity out, then their whole entire system ceases to function.
That's how that's showed you that in Leave the World Behind.
Yeah.
Remember, because you didn't know who was attacking. It was like Iranians.
Couldn't even get information.
You didn't know who it was.
So North Koreans,
And you remember,
Iranians.
and it showed that in the film.
Yeah.
And you remember the first part of it was the ships came to shore because it was their systems got deaded off.
Yeah.
And then in the fucking city,
compass got offset because of
compass was offset.
magnetic, ultra, EMP attack.
People didn't know what time it was.
Electric magnetic.
Remember that?
No
All the
internet.
all the internet was gone. So
No signal, no TV signal, no nothing. So you don't even know what's happening.
where it's coming from?
You don't even know. Yeah, you don't know who the heck don't know where's safe or where's unsafe. And that's the thing is all them systems are underpinned. So that's why it's like people think like, oh, you know, the thing is people have fell into a law where they think that every modern convenience is now just eternally
Yeah, it's gonna keep here
exist
forever. Yeah.
not knowing that this is like a system, it's compounded systems built upon each other, and it's very easy to find a point of a breaking point. It's just not happened in a major Western civilization for a little while. Because it was Crimea. I remember when the lights went up in Crimea, they said it was a madness out there. It was hell, and that was 2014. I want one more verse of this. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the doors of music shall be brought low.
That's even what we're seeing right now. Music is at all-time low. When you look at basically all that we hear in this day and age is a regurgitation of music of the yesteryear. Right, you're hearing like bloody
It's classic brick
just
pack garbage.
shit iterations of like previous generations of music. You ain't got to remix bloody the certain
Or they'll
songs
take
I'm
a
hearing.
great old beat from the 80s or something and put some new spin on it.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm hearing like Sade being remixed. I'm just like,
They've just discovered Sade. This generation just
I was like, bro, I was like, and this,
you don't hear a thing with Sade, man. Sade's good.
Is that
That
leave
music
Sade
is-
where she is? Like,
Yeah.
the fuck you trying to? I don't know why she's even giving them
That's
the
what I'm
copyright.
saying. Yeah, I'm looking at it like,
I mean,
don't
they
let them
must be
play
giving
with
her
that.
back for that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because I keep hearing Sade on
Sade,
the
yeah.
socials, and I'm thinking, oh, you're fucking up my childhood.
Yeah,
man.
come on, bro.
That's the music I like to. I want to get into a certain spirit.
they can't give me. Yeah, but the thing is, they don't. But they have to. I've seen it. I've heard her beats. Like they've twisted it, put some
twisted it.
twist on it. Like, what are you doing, man?
Because I was thinking, I was
And
like,
it
oh, they're
sounds
playing Sade, and I was like, oh, this is something else.
something else.
And I
And
was like,
even-
I was like,
Saw
why?
that.
Yeah.
And it's like there's one new hit that's come out. It's her beat,
Yeah.
and I keep hearing it on the thing. We're like, what are you, man?
But it's the thing, even we're getting, we're sides, we go back into the scriptures.
Yeah.
But even
it's
now
part
I've
of
gone
it,
back
bro.
to
Doors
like
of music being brought low.
grime.
Yeah.
Like shockingly, I'm like, oh shit, I've gone back to like dark garage leading into the grime generation, and they call it proto grime. So you remember when like when the grime beats was like had heavy, because it's dark garage really, but it had a lot of like the samples,
Yeah.
movie samples in it.
Yeah.
And they'll have like, I'm going back to all that, and I realize it's one tune, Buddha Finger, and it's like boom, 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 boom. That's the bass line, isn't it? And then they say this guy that made it basically was the father of niche you know, like niche house.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I didn't even realize. I'm like, oh shit, this is just because it was on the Slimzy, Wiley, Dizzy Sidewinder set.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 and then it's like, oh yeah, that is me. Them lot just put that sound and just took it and just run with it. But this is how shit this generation is. I'm going back to old music that I had my time with, I enjoyed it, and now I'm like, right, there's nothing here. I'm going back to what I listen to,
but
and I'm learning more things from that than what I'm learning from the new generation.
I was even gonna say as well. It's like they said like multiple times AI artists have become like the most listened to, or they hit in the top 10. And it's like people say, oh, people enjoy AI music, and really it's just like the culture around music has shifted to where you can now get something like AI music, and the people are so, like the ears are so like lack of discernment in the ears.
It all sounds the same.
Listening to it, it's just whatever. It's like a lot of it. I was like, to listen to like only new hip hop, or only new pop, or only new whatever. Like your taste profile is gonna be awful. Whereas if you actually, the thing is even when like we were younger, like 80s, 90s, whatever, there'll be older
60s,
tunes.
70s.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking more from what I know.
Yeah.
There'll be older tunes thrown in.
To
what? Yeah.
Well,
Older tunes will be thrown in to actually, so you'd actually know about. Oh,
You
okay.
knew.
And then
This
even
comes
like-
from a nice old. This comes from
Yeah.
an older time. You get me?
And that's
So
why I said it.
we still had music when we were coming up. We still listened to music.
We
it,
grew
weren't,
up-
it weren't like this shit.
You remember what was it? UK Gold, even watch old school.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
what was the old school like detective shows? All them type
Yeah,
of
like
ones
the
from the 70s and the 60s.
Yeah.
And he had the American
Murder
TV
She
shows.
Wrote and all that shit.
Yeah,
and
Poirot. and-
Poirot.
Yeah.
Poirot, yeah,
Like,
bro.
Columbo.
We looked about the
Oh,
British
yeah.
shows, Columbo.
Columbo as
Yeah,
well.
come on. Remember Quantum Leap?
Fucking hell. I remember because my
Leap.
dad watched that.
Yo,
I
that
was
show
into
was
that.
hard,
Yeah,
fam.
he had the little remote, and that was
See, if you go back
Crazy.
to them old episodes, you see some gems in there.
And it's the
That's
thing, even when I went
bro.
to see
You
my
see some
pops,
gems in there.
he watches what because we go
Yeah.
the black and white TV show.
Yeah.
So I'm there, I'm like, bro, I remember this. You know when you remember something, but you just don't remember. Even
That's
Dallas,
Yeah, bro.
I remember
Dallas.
JR, Dallas
Yeah.
TV show. Like there's so many TV shows. You know, like when you weren't there at school that day, you watching all this daytime TV,
Yeah,
and they're
hell
showing all the throwback.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one, but it's like a detective one in the 70s from the UK. It's like Tucker or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember what name. You know what I'm
I
talking
think
about.
it was
innit?
that.
It's something like that. Got a name
yeah.
like Taggart. No, there's Taggart.
Yeah.
And there's other things in it. So basically,
You had
he has a
my man
different
from Old
spirit.
Fools and Horses. Look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah,
detective
yeah,
show.
yeah.
What's that called again?
David Frost.
David Frost.
Yeah.
But what
Frost. It's
Frost.
called
Frost.
yeah.
A touch of Frost.
Touch of Frost.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
all them shows that made
Touch
you.
of Frost.
Yeah,
Them
yeah,
shows,
yeah,
the thing
yeah.
is, all them shows, they were thinking shows.
Oh, Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
That's what clever. Them shows was
They were in
thinking shows.
Woodford.
That was when fucking music and TV was realer. It was
Yeah.
more like.
Oh,
it was
down
more
to
palatable.
earth.
What's up? We
Yeah.
said it. Men behaving badly. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it wasn't even like it wasn't chasing Hollywood. It's
Nah,
like with
nah.
a lot of the newer stuff, they've kind of because it's like with like Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, whatever. They've made that American style formula of like
Yeah.
they call it prestige.
And they all
TV.
got that turkey teeth and shit.
Yeah.
They all got turkey teeth and steroided muscles or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It all looks formulated.
Yeah.
Like, you get
But
me?
then with the artists, like with the British, like the way they all used to
It was more genuine back in the day. Yeah, so
Exactly.
that's the difference with it today. So now you can see even with the musicians today, everything is more. They don't have that same spirit because let's go back to the scripture we're reading.
Yeah. Was you even, what was it? You was reading.
Oh yeah, he's
What was
reading.
the
You're
music?
getting
I
that one
got
on.
I got Sirach 11.
Yeah. So Ecclesiastes 12 and 5 it says, and when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goes to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Did I even read 4?
No, you meant to read up about this swearing the cease. Read verse 4.
Yeah.
And the doors are really
It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up with the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So yeah, that's the thing is with like as the city grinds to a halt, all these different little aspects of it are gonna fall apart. That's the thing is the musician, music world musical world kind of degrading is a sign towards those things. The state of war is a sign of these things. The degradation of morals is a sign of these things as well. And the thing is a lot of those things are being promoted as virtues now, where you go to prior generations, you would have frowned upon certain things done in public. Someone would, it was like, we're talking about disciplining children. There was a saying before, it's like, what, it takes a town to raise a child. A village to raise a child, that's the one. And it would have been like, if you would do something, because even if the neighbor saw you do it, it's going to get back to your parents.
I was smoking a fag. I was smoking a fag at a community centre on summer holidays, and my aunt saw me. And then when I went home, my mum said, "What did you do in the community centre today?" "Nothing." I said, "Was you smoking a cigarette?" I was 8. I was like, yeah. So how did you know? She said, Auntie saw you. So I was like, she said, "Promise me you never smoke again." I said, "Yeah, I won't smoke." These time my aunt was smoking fags anyway. And my uncle, they're not smoking fags. Like, what are you talking about? So like, yeah. But obviously man's 8, naughty little shit on the fucking estate in the PJs as you call it in America. Someone comes here smoking a fag. And you're like, you look at a pool.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Just cause you're there.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is those like that culture now completely shifted. Now even if you were to pull up on someone's kid, and even if you pull up on someone's kid and say, "Oh, don't do that," blah blah blah, tell their parent. Now you got parents where they'll flip on you for disciplining their kids. And I'm like, bro, sorry, did you not want me to stop your kid getting like
I
fucking
got knocks from people.
listen, shit off the floor and eating it.
People that technically are not allowed to hit man have hit man. Like, you know what I mean? Man gave me that knock. You know the African. That's what the West Africans do. I don't know. Other cultures might have a thing. They'll hit you with like that knuckle there on the back of your head like that. And that shit is painful. That's like being punched in the head, bro. Like, oh shit, nigga. Like, so there's things like that. Even, you play with different people that discipline you. But you do, like the brother said, this generation is a whole, it's night and day. Right? You might be, the public might rise up and pin you to a fucking cross and then set you alight. Right? Pin you to a tree, and set you alight. That's the world we live in today. I think that's it on that. That's
Sirach.
Yeah, he's gonna read Sirach.
That's true, bro. It's crazy, man. Crazy, bro. Ecclesiasticus 11 from the top. It says, "Wisdom lifteth up the head of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men. Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance."
Right, that's a beautiful thing, because it really tells you that the outward appearance has no bearing in judgment. A man can look, comely to look upon, all right, he's strong, handsome.
Which is the opposite of this world.
Or
right?
or even like the way he behaves, he conducts himself. He might have a nice car, he sits up in his car, I'd like to be like that guy.
Well, even in don't worry, mate. Don't worry, man. We're Christians, bro. We're Christians. Don't worry. I've seen how that look, boy. Oh, shit. We're Christian, man. Hey, we're anointed. I've seen how that look. Ah, shit. Bro, what I was going to say is, what proves that, what you said? Do you remember years back you had that light-skinned crip and his mugshot went viral? That pretty ass nigga.
What's his name? Yeah.
Jeremy Meeks. I remember all the bitches GoFunded me. They got like 50 grand, and they got his
wife with Equison's daughter.
Yeah, he came to you, he's banging the top shop. He's big.
Yeah.
The guy made a career from a fucking mugshot.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, he was a career criminal.
Yeah.
But the point is, what I'm saying is that that's the out they exalted him off an outward appearance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now the funny thing is with the guy now, he goes off of he talks about spirituality and how he's trying to find a pathway and etc. But
he's being exposed to a different type of life
world,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the point is, this world they exalted him based off of what? Off of his appearance, not his inwardness.
And then on the flip side of that, you have people that are horrible to look upon. They're not comely to look upon, but you don't know who that person is in the spirit. Right? They might rub you the wrong way in a certain because of how their appearance, but you don't know who they are in the spirit.
Yeah.
Read on.
True. So it says, Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance. The bee is little among such as flying, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things.
Right, man. Honey, go and read on.
Boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor, for the works of the Lord are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden.
Right, we're in a time where faith, as it told you, the book of Ezra, it basically speaks of a time of faith upon the earth. All right, and we're in the midst of that time right now. When you go into the book of Judges, it speaks about, I believe it's Sam, I forget which individual it was that took upon himself vain and light men. I like that saying, in vain and light. Yeah, vain and light men. We're in a generation of vain and light men.
And Esau knows that. He pushed that.
There you go.
That's part of that social media's vanity.
There you go.
He pushed that.
Men will be lovers of their own selves.
Yeah.
Because they're vain and light.
And mainly that social media is mainly, as we know, for women. It is because it's their way of getting, like, without having to be in a relationship, getting
younger people as well.
And younger people. But it's, for example, what I'm saying is women in this feminist age, they don't have to be with a man because they can get the likes and clicks by being on social media, flaunting their self on social media, right? And then the men, to get them, have to get on there. So it's like, it breeds a vain system overall. Obviously, you got to play the game if you want to get some box and all that. But I'm making a point. It breeds a vain system overall.
And this is why there's certain
vanities. Like there's like you got guys now that will take more hours getting ready than a woman.
Well,
they'll take 7 hours.
That's looks maxing. That's like the latest trend.
I didn't know looks maxing. It's true. It takes 7 hours. Dude, just put your jeans on. Make sure you're clean. Fucking make sure your shit looks good and go out.
Fucking be in the mirror. Looks maxing as well. It's built off mental illness, like just supreme mental illness.
You have Cavicular. Who's that shit? Cavicular. So he does all the, the gooch. What do they call that?
Bone smashing.
Bone smashing, contouring, all that type of stuff.
Like it's supreme. Like he's an exception because it's just like it's a level of mental illness that most people don't even go to that.
No, just motherfucking get up, do your shower. You're gonna go meet your friends. You can look in the mirror, check yourself out.
It's like get in shape.
Yeah.
The thing is anyway is like. With that whole thing, it's just the most carnal approach to it, where it's like, oh, if you look off, you'll trip. And it's like, bro, it's like even people that look off, that have fame, money, success, whatever, they're still going to be messed up in the head, man. They're still bugged out of their brains. So you're not even getting like what you want.
No, because most of this, the way that what we're going into modern day vanity, it breeds. There's no self-assurance in oneself with modern day vanity because you're always trying to compete with someone else. My hairline ain't as good as this cat. You get me?
My girl's not as booty's not as round.
I'm not as my fucking for real. Women in the same way. That's why all this BBL shit is big. You'll have a woman that her physique ain't built for a BBL, but she'll get it because other women got it.
Bro, it's like if you even go to like the 90s,
whatever
a lot of the Jake women in the 90s, you're seeing like
they look hella good.
Like a lot of them didn't even have a humongous dumpy booty, bro.
Bro, they look fine as fuck.
They were just like slim, like in shape.
Bro, you know those 90s, early 2000s, they got that certain look. That Monica, that look Monica, fucking, Aaliyah, that spirit is more natural. You get me, bro?
Because like you go there, and
then even the Britney Spears, women look more natural. You get me? Now they all look BBL. They got all that turkey.
It was thingy. What do you call it? That agent, the Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
It was like before them. It was like you had. It was like getting a tip job or whatever. It was like Unpretty was all about that video. It was like, oh, the guy trying to make her get a tip job or whatever. Because that was like a whole thing in that age. It was like, oh, you make yourself.
Even look at Kim before she became famous. She looked fine. She looked like a fine Armenian chick.
Wavy.
She was fine as fuck, bro. So the point is,
I was thinking about Lil Kim as well.
Oh, Lil Kim was fine.
Lil Kim, if you see her nowadays,
before she became this disaster,
she came like a fucking clown demon, bro.
She became now she's a clown demon, but she actually looked normal and good.
But that's the thing. I got this little information I've got to read. Yeah,
this is the age we're in.
This goes into it. This is I'll read this little thing from Google AI. It says a primary example of an experiment in trying to look beautiful that leads to no reproduction is a Mossman-Pacey paradox, a documented ironic phenomenon where men trying to enhance their appearance to attract mates, specifically through bodybuilding, steroids, or anti-baldness medication, effectively render themselves infertile, thus ending their ability to reproduce. Here are the key details related to the findings. So that's basically it. But there was another experiment as well, where they had, I think it was mice or something like that, where they basically said that like there was a
I think I've seen this one.
yeah, I think that's where they were trying to attain like a level of beauty that it got to a point where they stopped doing it. It became like it wasn't. It got to a point where
they
yeah,
basically became homosexuals.
like and they died off. Like they didn't even have sex with
they were
other
just-
each other.
yeah.
They were just like they didn't reproduce.
It's
Yeah, they just grew themselves
It's
with
like there's a lot of there's a lot of good stuff in there. It's a very complex like a process in it because it's like there's different stages to how and then it's just like, as it goes on, they just get less and less. And it's like,
but we're in that generation right now. This is why, and really, this is the beauty of this is why it tells you the God of the Most High, the God of knowledge.
Yeah.
All right, because they said this, like we read the quote before about hard times bringing weak, strong men, and then strong men bringing good time bringing weak men. All right, there's a process. The Heavenly Father don't do things and just spur of the moment, boom. Like a good example, something like this I've come across during the week. I think it's the small fibers. For the plant.
it's last week I realized it was
because it happens.
It's just gonna happen for
every
like a
season.
while, innit?
Yeah, it happens.
Because it's like as soon as
Even
this
we're down
flips
by
up,
the before when you over there, same thing. There's a time of the year.
it's like you see it around here, but then it's like there's the one way it gets
in your,
It's in the air,
eyes,
man,
yeah. But
it'll be like you get home
itchy,
it's
yeah.
like,
You got to shower straight away.
Yeah.
But basically, what was I saying? What was we talking about?
Utopia and then after that.
It's like that vanity, isn't it? It's like the vain, man. See what I'm
Let's
saying?
go back
Threw
to
man off.
yeah, but I can't remember, man. Let's just go back to it.
So it says, boast Ecclesiastes 11:4. Boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. For the works of the Lord are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden.
Right.
Many
That's
kings-
what I was gonna say. Yeah, because I'm reading about like, that's a good point. Because now, like the heavenly, when you deal with King Saul, right? King Saul was basically, was given it, but then it was told that he wouldn't have the kingdom, and then there was a process set in place, right? Because David was anointed, but how long it took for Saul to be taken out of power? It was like the house of David increased, and the house of Saul decreased. There was an overlap. Whereby the house of David was on the upward, and the house of Saul was on a downward spiral. So this is how things go. The Heavenly Father's always got a process set in play, whereby things just accumulate to the point where it becomes a means to an end. All right, go on, read on.
Right.
I've got this as well. Just
Go on.
1 Corinthians 2. Verse 11 says, "For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of a man which is in him? Even so, the things of the Most High knoweth no man, but the Spirit of the Most High. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things which are freely given to us of the Most High. Which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, compareth spiritual things for spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned." And that's the thing. Is with these people in the world, they're basically in the mindset of worldly affairs, worldly matters. That's what I said. I was like, as soon as like a crumb of 2 rays of sun came out, they were like, these men were in with a mummy in the two depths of hell, in the tomb, and the sunlight touched them. And then I was like, bro.
They're all looking for their
They're
They're all looking for their Anaks in our moon. All these demons, they're all looking for their Anaks in our moon. I swear they're at the woodworks where their spirits
I was like, bro, I was like, you forget that in summer, it's like Like my man over there has been like he's there forever. He's never not there. But it's like the Roman demons. These guys just out and about. Yeah.
And we and a brother of mine a few weeks back.
Yeah.
We were by South Bank. It was like late. Let's say midnight.
Yeah.
And we were walking somewhere, and then we ran into this demon Eve in the corner of the place, and then she was talking with us. About like she mentioned Haiti, blah blah blah, and as we was walking past the bridge, she was still screaming. It was like, yo, we're like miles away. Let's say you're all the way down, you can still hear her going, like, and you're like halfway up there, like where you should be. You should physically be able to hear someone. Like, like bro, we're like, let's get the fuck out of it. But I'm saying you literally shouldn't be able to hear someone, but that was a strong spirit.
Was
yeah,
exalting her voice.
You know, because this area's always got. They're always about here. They're always about
down
here.
the road, you got that temple.
Yeah, it makes sense. They're always around this area. They're always here, bro. Like near the bridges, anywhere near crossing over
Bodies
the
of water. The thingy. The monuments have erected around here, so it's a heavy demonic place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's with the carnal aspect. That's really what everyone's all wrapped up in. That's really where their mind, their spirits just being put. And that's the thing is, as far as the spiritual things, it's like what we're talking about. It's only really now it's crossed over into the carnal. People are talking about World War III.
Yeah.
People are talking about
there you go. That's the true point.
These different crises now hitting.
It's a true point, bro.
Slut, bro. Don't forget. Just quick, Clue, Ghost. This guy, he's meant to. What we doing here? He's meant to be talking about the road, UK road, culture, all that. This guy's talking about World War III. I just keep seeing. I'm looking at like Trap Lil Ross. I'm thinking, nigga, you're meant to be talking about niggas
they're
killing
talking
each
about
other.
Iran and all that.
They're talking about Iran and all. I'm thinking,
the global crisis.
Oh,
You don't know about this, but they're trying to jump on the trend.
That's the thing. It's like it's been made into merchandise.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, it's like now people are looking for like, oh, what's this?
Well,
and
you
it's
can't
like
avoid this no more.
everyone's a fucking, truther. They're all of a sudden, they all knew about John Todd. They all knew about all these different insiders that were exposing these things decades ago, and now actually, now we can tell these. Man, shut the fuck up, bro.
Man?
Man, shut
And
the
before
fuck
it'd be a
up,
common
bro.
theme for people to say
Don't know
stuff
what
like
the hell you're
it'd be a
talking
common
about.
theme
You
for
come
yeah.
A fucking sewer.
Well, you
sewer
probably
break.
someone last year saying I don't watch news because it's depressing. That's the average. That's the mind. Of, regular people would say I don't actually watch the news. It's depressing. Now they have to be clued up or watch it because everyone's checking it, and you look like an idiot if you're not. You know,
This is if they're
but
doing
it's because
this,
it's trust into the physical carnival.
Now if they're doing this with this, what's going on right now? Just imagine when we see that power, Isaiah 41, 7 women taking over one man. They're gonna be like Simon the sorcerer. The basically like, give me this spirit, let me buy this spirit of Yahweh Shai you talk of. That's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna try and find out a way to kind of get something. You're on camera, by the way.
And then even with with the mark as well. That's something where it's all, that's gonna just go mainstream. Everyone's gonna be talking about, it's great. Oh, it's not this, it's not the mark. You can just get it. It's blocked. Because why? It's even with a lot of these people talking about it, it's because money's come in. Like they would have been incentivized saying, like, they might just. And the thing is it might just seem like some innocent media companies now just showing interest in you. Some innocent whatever. Those like it's funny. I'm watching video.
Amazon.
A video about private equity going into YouTube channels, where like a bunch of big YouTube channels are getting bought up by different private equity firms, and they're saying, you can just keep doing the same thing. But then they're saying like, how much you don't really know what the deal is, and you don't know if there's certain things they have to talk about or they're not allowed to talk about. And I was like, you know what? It's a thing where they're gonna have these big mainstream, because they're saying the impact of like Joe Rogan was bought, and they're saying like he was used as a big push for the Trump getting back in.
Oh hell yeah.
And then him having bring on certain people that were supporters of Trump and whatnot, and then that was a huge push to his audience.
And really, that's why he's not been the same ever since, really.
Yeah,
you ain't heard about Joe. Because I was looking up Joe Budden on Spotify, and the first one that came up is Joe. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot about this guy. I said, I ain't seen no clips come up on my
thingy. Used to be overwhelmingly mainstream.
You want to sign?
I'm just taking a picture of this. Sorry, it's
Do-
fine.
do-
He's another whack job.
Yeah.
A whack job Amalekite. But he's another whack job.
Satan
spirit.
jumped on him.
Bro, what if today is
He's like my man from MIB.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, that's what I was
The one when he claps his head off and he's got like 4 heads. That Amalekite. Yeah. And he's all wet and shit. He has that spirit, man. His head looks all wet. You got a question, sir? You got a question, brother? Hey, pal, you got a question?
Yeah, just very interesting. You're referring 12 tribes of Israel, so Judah, Negroes, Benjamin, West Indians, Levi, Haitians,
I don't remember.
and what's your explanation?
Well, these are the people in the scriptures. So these are the 12 tribes written in the Bible. This is them today, but this would be
Oh, today.
So you're saying when you said West Indians, that's a slave name put on us by our colonizers, but they're truly the tribe of Benjamin.
Wait, I say like,
That's it.
where did
It's the
these
same
names
thing.
come from? They come from the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Would you say the people over in Palestine right now, they're the people of the Bible, the Jews? Would you say that?
That's the
You
common.
say that,
That's
yeah.
the common narrative of the world.
But then how would you know that it's true? You'd have to go to the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Because the Bible, like for me, for someone to say
identity
that's it.
to be
to be a Jew.
to be a Jew, there's nowhere else it's found. It's only found in the Bible. Or what they would say is the Torah, which the Torah is part of the Bible
Exactly.
as well.
It's the first 5
But the
books.
thing is, in reality, when you read when you open the Bible, it actually tells you that the Jews are black. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
It,
Well, which church, denomination you are?
we're
We're the
Great
Israelites.
Millstone, we're Israelites.
We're Israelites. This is
Israelites,
church.
Yes, we're
This is
Israelites.
church. Let me read this, man. Church means to call out.
Because you see, like it says in the book of Ezekiel, when the children of Israel go to the land of Israel, there'll be peace in the world. Right now, they're in war.
the
They
war
just
started a month ago.
they just in it.
There's
All
no
the
peace.
ceasefire with Lebanon. They've been blasting Ghazians to the kingdom come. So that's not part of the Bible. They don't
Yeah.
fit the description.
Yeah.
Gotta read what you're gonna
This is
read.
Jeremiah 14:2. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. That's talking about the tribe of Judah. It said they're black unto the ground.
Yeah, the term Jew is functionally like nickname.
Jeremiah
Jeremiah
14:2.
Let's get another one. Let's go with Moses.
Numbers 12.
Numbers 12. Yeah.
Yeah, Judah basically, the term Jew is was like popularized in the time of the Romans,
8.
where
Yeah.
the 14:2, Jeremiah 14:2.
It depends what version you're reading, because the
If you go
versions
to
say
the
different
King, yeah, if you
things.
go to the King James,
Exactly.
There's no mention about black. Because
Oh,
we
if
have
you-
a
what does it say in that
New
one?
King James version.
What does it say?
it's just the regular King James version.
And this is
Yeah,
why you'd
yeah.
have to go to the Hebrew, because when the Bible is translated from what? The Hebrew. So when you go into the Hebrew word, the word there would be Qadar, which means dark skin. One of the sons of Ishmael was Qadar, which means dark. But you'd have to go to the Hebrew. Let's read this. We'll show you more. Let's get this. Go and read it, bro.
Numbers 12:8. It says,
Start from 10.
Numbers 12:10. It says, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And
Let me
behold-
ask you something. With Moses, Aaron, and Miriam.
Where are you even from?
Oh, you reading? Oh, you know about the Blue Letter Bible, yeah?
There you go.
Okay.
So what do you say as of burnt skin? What does that mean?
Let me. Oh no! Wait! Wait! Ethiopian. What does the word Ethiopia mean?
No, but what
Okay, no. Where does it go? It goes back to a Greek word, Itopius, which means burnt face.
Exactly. That's how
That's
the
what
Greeks
the
refer to
Greeks refer
Ethiopia.
to Ethiopians. That's why we. That basically is, and then we can go to Amos. It says, "Aren't you like unto the sons of Ethiopia to me?" Sorry. For
What do you mean?
oh, okay, we can go to the etymology and then we can go to Amos as well. Yeah, we'll go look up the word Ethiopia in the Etym online, and then bring up Amos about aren't you like the sons of Ethiopia? Let's read it, God.
Yeah.
Prove all things. Let's go. Can I read it?
Listen to this. This is from the etymology online for Ethiopians, yeah? So originates from the ancient Greek. Ethiopia, derived from Ethio, burn, basically. Ethiops, burnt face. That's how the Greeks referred to Ethiopians, because they were what? A dark people.
When
So
you-
the Lord in the Bible referred to the Israelites. He said, "Are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me?" Meaning what? Meaning they're Israelites. The real Israelites are a people of color, basically. That's the
read,
point.
we're gonna read it. Let's read.
Amos 9 and 7. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me,
Yeah.
O children of Israel, saith the Lord Jehovah? Have I not brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Kaphor, and Syrians from Kim?
Now let's go to
Yeah.
let's deal with this
Numbers.
This is the next point now. You know when you deal with Moses, Miriam, and Aaron, would you say they'll would you say they look like the Jews of today? Would you say that?
Well,
In
In their
their
complexion, their looks.
looks, tone of skin,
Yeah.
features.
Moses and Aaron.
Yeah.
You say they look like the Jews of today, he said. So the people that say that they're Jews today, would you say that they they look like Moses and Aaron?
Why?
The Jews of today, what do they look like? The guys you see in the state of Israel, right?
they have different skin colors as well.
No,
well-
they could look, you know.
It depends which region.
Okay.
They're scattered.
But what do you think they look
Yeah,
like?
but okay, they're scattered. You're right, because you got.
Well, I have one question for you. Do you believe that Jesus is the Lord and Savior?
We do.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we're gonna
we
We
listen.
believe that because of His blood we are redeemed.
No, but
Depends who you mean by
okay.
Well, you got. But the
Depends
thing
who
is,
you
the
mean
thing
by
is, you
because-
got no. But the thing. No,
Matthew 1:21. Let's just cut it real quick.
Yeah, this might as well.
We'll read it.
If it-
Like,
if it's-
let's
if
go.
it's like that.
We'll answer your question. Let's go. Matthew
Yeah, yeah.
1 and 21.
Okay.
Matthew 1:21
Read that.
says, "And she shall bring forth a son,
Mary. This is talking about Mary. Go on.
and thou shalt call his name." I'll read it as it's written. Jesus.
Jesus, but we don't call him by the name Jesus. Why? Because the letter J was only invented in the 17th century. He wasn't walking around with that name. He didn't speak English, so his name was totally different as to what it is in the Bible. His name is Yahushua according to the Hebrew.
I'm
Right.
signing off to this thing.
Go on, read on.
And he says, "For he shall save his people
For he, the one you know is Jesus, shall save his people, go on,
from their sins."
from their sins. Now let me ask you a question to further, because it says, he shall save his people, which were the Israelites, the 12 tribes, all right, from their sins. Now let me ask you a question. What is sin? Hold down there. What is sin?
Well, there's a moral law given by God.
What? Okay, when was it given by God?
So in the Garden of Eden,
What's that, Anthony?
it's all started because of sin, because they took forbidden fruit.
Yeah,
The fallen,
Yeah.
they're all fallen.
yeah.
Old Testament tells how to defeat death, and the New Testament shows how actually did it on a cross.
So you're saying, okay, say that last part again. The New Testament
Showed how
to
death
defeat it.
defeated the death. It is finished on a cross.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
but
you know,
okay.
we are redeemed because we
Well,
trust in Jesus.
I understand that, but I want to know
How
how.
do you categorize
How
sin?
yeah,
I want to make it very simple because we can go very deep in each of tribe,
no,
color,
but we're
stuff.
just going simple. We're going one
The
deep.
simple definition.
We don't want to go too deep.
There's so many
What's
lost
in?
souls, and we need to pay attention to lost souls to bring
Yeah,
to
okay.
Jesus.
But
Let
let's
me
let's
read this
it.
then.
And I've
First,
got transgression as well.
Yeah.
1 John 3 and
That's
4.
what I have.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
Read it one more time. Slowly.
Whosoever committeth sin
Whosoever committeth sin, if you sin, God,
transgresseth also the law.
if you sin, it's based upon transgression of the law. You break the law. Go on, read on.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Basic again, because sin is the breaking of the law, right? So if you
true,
break
yeah.
the, And it's not only the 10 Commandments, there's 613 laws.
That's the Moses law. That's Mosaic.
That's my
Mosaic,
point.
yeah.
So the
It's
Mosaic
all
law.
abolished because the New Testament, when it comes Jesus, it's all
Amos
abolished.
3 and 1.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Now, but it's the point, all right? When Moses brought the law, all right, he was on Mount Sinai, and he was in the midst of the 12 tribes of Israel that had just had, is book of Exodus. They got led out of the nation of Egypt, all right? So he presented the law to them.
Amos 3 and 1. It says, hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Right, the word that the Heavenly Father has spoken against
O
the
children of Israel.
Go on.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
Right, go on.
you only have I known of
You
all,
only
have I known
have I known, God,
of all the families of the earth.
of all the families of the earth. Because-
Therefore will I-
wait, hold on. Because when you go to the book of Genesis, the 10th chapter, you have the table of nations. You have the 3 different descendants of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And it speaks of their lineages and the families that were set up after those men. All right? But then it has the children of Israel that was, the dividing of the nations, the Tower of Babel. All right? And he had the Eber maintained the Hebrew, the language that came to the Hebrew Israelites. So read that last bit.
So it says, you only have I known from all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you
Therefore will I punish you
for all your iniquities.
for all your iniquities. Now, how were the children of Israel punished? It tells you in the book of, and this goes into the law as well, because it builds upon the. Let's go Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
I got this
go on.
just for a New Testament example as
Yeah.
well. So Matthew 5:17
Yep.
says, so this is, I believe, red letter. Actually, it's highlighted.
Got Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah, afterwards,
Yeah, red letter. So this is who you call Jesus Christ speaking. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
The law or the prophets, that's specific, because the law is the Torah, and the prophets is the writings of the prophets. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Joel, if the major prophets and the minor prophets. So he's saying all that word, everything I'm doing is to fulfill what was prophesied by them. That's why when we read Matthew 1 and 21, that's a quote from Isaiah, the 7th chapter. About a
Where you
young
guys
woman.
from? Where you guys from?
Let me
Well,
it's that
I was born in Latvia.
Latvia.
Yeah, but I've been living like 13 years in England. So,
Okay.
yeah. She's British.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So one more verse. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Right, so no one jot or tittle shall not pass. Basically saying, in the law, nothing's going to be taken away. It's always going to be maintained. All right? So now let's read what you got, and then we.
The problem is law, but nobody can't keep the law. That's why we need
But
Jesus.
okay, that's
Okay,
perfect.
excellent.
We're gonna get
Correct.
Help
So
me,
we are
Bruce.
getting
Hey,
somewhere.
no,
correct.
you're right. You're right.
Correct. You're so
We're gonna
correct.
get there, but let's read this.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy
and then we're gonna
28.
go to that.
Deuteronomy 28 from the top. It says,
Yeah.
and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power.
It says it shall come to pass, because this is a prophecy. All right, it's going to come to pass where the children of Israel are not going to keep the words of the Heavenly Father. Go and read on.
Yeah. It says, the voice of the Lord thy power to observe and to do all his commandments.
Commandments, the laws, go on.
Which I command thee this day.
Right.
That the Lord thy power will set thee. Salakia, I'll read that again. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth.
Right, so it basically give you blessings. But go to the 15th verse now.
Verse 15, it says, but it shall come
Because
to
this is going
pass.
to go into your question as well. This is going to go into what you said.
But it
Go
shall
on.
come to pass, if thou will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord
Right,
thy
if you,
power,
don't listen to what he's saying,
to observe, to do all his commandments,
yeah,
and his statutes which I command thee this day,
yeah,
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
right. All these curses shall come upon thee and take thee. Now this goes into what you're saying, because you basically said about the law it's more or less impossible to keep. No one can keep the law.
Yeah.
Now, you're right, all right? And this is why this is proof, because you go into the book of Judges, what happened to the children of Israel, they basically, you know, they entered, they were blessed after Moses, then they started doing their own thing, and then they went into slavery, and then they judges risen up, Ehud, Jephthah, Gideon, what's his name, Samson, all these different judges came and they saved Israel from their captivity. Then you had the kings, you had Samuel the last judge. Then you had the kings, you had King Saul that fell, but he had the line of David that was successful, but then after that you had Solomon, so on and so forth. The same thing over and over again.
I've got a quick
showing
one.
that. Go ahead and read it.
Luke 1 and 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
There you go. And it was done by his son, Yahweh, who you call Jesus, the Lord Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew. Now what happened is, he was the last savior to complete the cycle. When you go into the book of Corinthians, it talks about the first Adam being a living soul, and the last Adam being a quickening spirit. All right, because the first Adam brought death into the world. The last Adam, being the Lord, brought life. In his death, he brought life, because he acted as a sacrificial lamb to basically cleanse away our sins. Now you understand, because you're Christian, you understand it through grace. But you've misinterpreted the grace period as far as what we're speaking about, where the law is going to be implemented. Because now the law is going to be written inside of your hearts. We're going to be made to keep the law in totality.
Hebrews 8 and 6 says, for now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
Right, it's talking about the Lord, all right? A more excellent ministry. Because when you read the book of Hebrews, it pulls down very deep. He's speaking about the high priest, all right? He talks about the order of Melchizedek, all right? And the esoteric knowledge as far as concerning when Melchizedek came, it was a sign of things to come in the future, all right? And only was showing that it was the Lord. When he came to be the actual high priest of the Heavenly Father that would present himself as a blood sacrifice for the children of Israel. All right, read it again and read on.
It says, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless,
Exodus 24 and 6.
then should no place have been sought for the second. So with the initial promise that was made between Moses and the Most High on the Mount, then it should if there should have been a flaw within it. But I can even read.
Let me read this one quickly.
Exodus 24 and 6. It says, and Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord have said will we do, and be obedient.
This is when they went into the covenant. Another word for covenant is contract. So it was a contractual agreement. This goes into Amos 3. We're reading it before. The children of Israel, all right, the Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Issachar, so on and so forth, got into a covenant
Your
with their
brothers are
God.
very astute, and just I have difficulty to follow up all of
It's a
that.
lot.
No,
It's
it's
a lot.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But even we gotta throw this out there, because you
why this is important.
Ezekiel, it's a part of the prophecy of the Bible in the book of Ezekiel. It talks about two sticks. Is it two sticks?
Yeah,
Or two sticks
and combine them together.
Division and
Sorry?
I just feel like it causes a bit of division.
What did the Lord say? He said, "I come to bring division." It is. But it's
It's a different context.
no. But there's
What's the context of that?
Context is that people aren't going to like
the gospel, right?
yeah.
Well,
That's kind of where it is.
I've got something.
Yeah.
Ezekiel, this is to answer this. Ezekiel
Well, he's
30,
gonna read this, and now I'm gonna say a point. After,
Ezekiel
37.
37, Ezekiel 37 and 16.
Yeah.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel and his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph.
Now Judah and his companions, you know about the split of the kingdom during the time of after Solomon with Jeroboam and Rehoboam. So you had Jeroboam basically kept, Rehoboam kept Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but it's really Benjamin for the sake of Judah, but Levi got kicked out by the northern kingdom because basically Jeroboam understood that Levi was going to take them back to Judah because they got to go and worship the Heavenly Father in Judah. So he basically said, like, these are your gods, took out the two calves. Now my point, something I was going to say, because this is to cause division, but funny enough is to bring the children of Israel together, but to divide them from the people, the other nations. But this is my point now, because on the sign is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You guys aren't on the list, all right? But we're in a time where it's confusion of faces.
That's it.
All right? Basically what's happened is we read in Deuteronomy 28 that we're going to be cursed because we don't follow the Bible. But what happened, when you go through the curses, it says different things. One of the main ones it says is slavery by ships. But one of the other ones it says they will be scattered to every place in every nation, and you'll be subject to being bywords and proverbs amongst the nations. So now what's happened is generations upon generations, these people don't look like who they were before. So now they look like white people. They look like Indian people, Chinese people, because they've been there for generations. Yeah. When you guys know about the Gentiles, why were they so fixated on there's neither Jew nor Greek? Why were they not saying there's neither Jew nor Indian or Persian?
Yeah.
There's a reason why they were saying Jew or Greek, because the generation before the Romans came into play, you had a Hellenistic period where Alexander took over the earth, Seleucid line that ultimately, basically, he subdued the whole earth, but then he died after a while, and they parted his kingdom amongst his. Then you have the king of the south and the king of the north, if you know about that, the Syria wars with the Ptolemy, where you had Cleopatra, Ptolemaic line where Cleopatra come out, and the Seleucid line with Antiochus. So now these people basically had an effect where our people started mixing with the Greeks,
following their
also
ways,
taking their customs on.
Like you've seen 300, the movie, 300 with the Persian Empire, the 300 from up. Spartans. So the Spartans were Israelites that were following Greek customs. They were a section of Greece.
Lacedaemonians,
which they were Israelites. But
they moved out.
They lost their customs. They were following the traditions of the Greeks.
Because that's in the Bible. They say that Lacedaemonians share the lineage with Abraham. So there's a lot of, like you said, we're going
it's a lot deep. Of history.
There's a lot of history.
So
you can imagine
you're
over time,
there's
a lot of things happen.
What's your aim about, let's say, for random pass by?
Well, the thing is, bro.
No, you go on.
Man.
No, it's basically just the key thing we're really talking about is the key prophecies of the end times
and gathering
things that are relative to now, and then gathering those either on the sign or off it that his word resonates with.
Are you also referring to Revelations?
Yeah.
Oh, big time. We're in the book of Revelations right now.
The whole book, man.
Like you see, in Revelation, we mentioned it before, Revelation 11, it speaks about the third woe cometh quickly. That's the third world war. So right now, all the things that are going on with
Armageddon,
all the troops getting sent out. They're speaking about having a conscription where they're going to start. Germany's already speaking about it. America's talking about where now they're going to start sending people over to the Middle East. You seen even what was it? The naval ship. You got the morale so low with the Americans. They don't want to go to war. They're like, we don't want to fight. So now there's a draft being, there's different things that's happening. That's all biblical.
But even the Lord said in the last days, which we're in, what he will do is he will expose the wickedness in high places within this society.
Oh, the
which is why you're
Epstein
seeing Epstein files, and you're seeing the people that control the government. They're not really in favor of the general public, and that's all over the world. You know, so it's just showing you that's all the signs before the Lord returns.
Oh, and we gotta get two things. I first say you guys could be Israelites. That's the first thing we gotta let you know, because you've been around, so you definitely could be. You can pertain to this sign.
Yeah, because it's not an instant thing where we say, oh, you look white, you're not part of this or whatever. It's not about it. It's beyond people's features.
Yeah, it's your spirit.
Well, the thing is,
it matters.
You have to remember. When most people think of race in society, yeah, I'm speaking to you directly, yeah. When people think of race in society, is how the elites have set up that structure, because the Lord deals with nations. He doesn't deal with, oh, this person's
Skin colour.
this person is, because there's no such thing. You're like, this brother would be considered black in this society. These brothers, he's not the same color as this.
The blood is blood is
What I'm
red.
trying to say to you is, what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say
yeah,
to you
yeah.
is, he's not
Yeah,
the same
okay,
color
so-
as this.
But-
Just like you'd be considered a white person in this society, but you're not the same color as your shirt. So that's all.
But it's the
BS
point we
set up
got to
by
say
the
about the
elites,
race
man.
thing, yeah.
By the
It's
nation.
like even you said it shouldn't matter. It only matters as much as what the Bible says.
That's it.
We're not gonna come out here and say he's black, so you have to bow down and kiss.
no.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying that the Bible says that, and that if you're gonna be in tune with the Bible, you have to read it according to what it says. That's all it matters. Because now, if someone comes around, what it speaks about in the last days, they'll
That's the
start.
big truth, man.
Well, one of the main things Paul spoke about, he said that a pre-adventure, Satan is turned into an angel of light. The main power of Satan is what? Deception. So if you, the
Father
Lord
of
said,
lies.
I shall know the truth, and it shall set you free.
Yeah.
I forget the first.
And you shall
Shall
know
know
the
the-
truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's like the truth is what's gonna set you free.
So
if you
need to
believe
know
a
what
lie,
the Bible says correctly to be able to call out the lies, which is that's why the thing is reason why we're mentioning the races as far as when we're talking about the people and the land, the key things we use to correctly identify they're not the correct people according to the Bible is the prophecies.
Yeah, they
the
don't-
key prophecies spoken that will happen when the people of Israel go back into the land. The key things is peace. Peace is meant to reign on earth. There's also
And it
the
says about when the Israelites are in power, all nations will actually flow to Israel to learn of the Lord.
Lord,
That's what
and
the
no
Bible
one will
says.
fight. Worldwide, there'll be no war.
Yeah, they said, ooh, the
As it
people-
as it stands, all nations are against. As we see, they're against what's going on over there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the scripture
it's
says
Italy, Spain, a few other European countries just said they don't agree with
What's taking
Israel's
place.
approach.
Exactly.
So as far as when we deal with what the Bible says, that doesn't line up with
Prophecy,
the
yeah.
government that's been established over there.
And one more key thing now that I was going to mention, the mark of the beast. You aware of that? What do you guys think it is?
The mark of the beast.
Yeah.
It's the mark of 666, when people will deliberately accept so they can exchange goods and services.
So what do you think it is physically? What do you think that is?
It's in the Bible says whether in the forehead or on the right hand.
So what do you think that is? Is there something you don't? Well, it's a microchip.
I think it's so obvious that
That's-
It should be, yeah.
It's a microchip.
like a deliberate turning.
Yeah.
There'd be no way to worship Jesus after that.
Well, this is the thing. That's why I'm saying, like, technically, you will be allowed to worship Jesus, because what it is it. How can I'll say it like this.
We can go to Revelation 14.
Yeah, well, let's read it. But basically, the main thing is the microchip allows you to buy and sell. Like, since the pandemic happened, what's been happening with cash? Before the pandemic, I had chip and pin. I didn't have a contactless card, because I didn't like it. It was just too easy. But then one day I lost my card. Next time I get contactless. I use it once, use it twice. I'm like, I might as well use it.
Something specific about the microchip that will make it obvious that you can't.
But it's not meant. Satan ain't gonna make it obvious.
Then there's going to
it's
be
gonna make it convenient.
It's gonna make it like, think about when
gonna wean it
when the
in
Lord
on you.
was on the mount after 40 days and 40 nights of fasting. Satan came to him when on the last.
This is the time when the Antichrist came and that mark of the beast was introduced. When the Antichrist came, because he performed the miracles, and after that followed the mark of the beast. I might be wrong, just wasn't.
I think it's
Yeah,
not
because
something
Let's read it.
Yes, but
Let's read it because
Antichrist.
I know because you know you're making it like it's a movie, like it's something. It's taking
Like
place
it's,
right now.
like have you seen Damien Thorne? Have you seen The Omen?
I'd say the over.
Or the horror film.
The horror
Yeah,
film.
the horror
No, I
film.
can't
It kind of gives me that theme, the
Yeah.
Antichrist, and
But
it's got to go with what
but
this
it's
word
very
says.
simple. Like, because when the serpent came to Adam and Eve, Adam and Eve didn't jump. Eve didn't jump and go, serpent,
Yeah.
get away from me. You're ugly. Like, I don't. The serpent, she entertained a conversation with him.
Yeah.
So much so that she even did what he said.
Right.
And went to her husband and said, look, you know, like, if we eat it, we're going to be able to be smart and everything like that.
Right.
So my point is, Satan, the serpent,
It's subtle.
is subtle. You're not going to see him coming.
Exactly.
You won't know who he is.
He's just
That's
subtlety.
why. Sorry?
That was
No.
when Jesus knew, God knew what was going to happen. He had a plan in place, which was Jesus. He knew that humans were going to mess up.
Who? The Lord or?
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
this-
He had a plan
But
for salvation of humanity.
but
this will have to be intentional because it's
Well, what's that got to do with?
Well,
but
it's
the-
still
deliberate-
intentional now.
Yeah, but
it's also about deliberate,
the whole point of what's happening now is a global test. But it's really a test for the believers in the Lord, right? The Israelites.
Daniel and the
believers in
lions
Lord.
then.
And it's a test. So are you
Yeah.
gonna, when the things come to pass, are you gonna believe in what the word says, or are you gonna follow what the system says? Basically, this is what it's coming
read it.
down to.
Yeah, let's read this.
And I've got them. There's many antichrists as
Go
well.
and read it.
Revelation 13 and 16.
This is the truth. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's real.
No, go read a bit into it because it kind of goes into what he's saying because the Antichrist and everything.
Okay,
like
so
that.
Revelation
so he kinda
13,
knows.
13
Yeah.
says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on earth in the
What's
sight
that?
of men.
Right now, this is what you was kind of talking about. You
Miracle.
believe it's the Antichrist, but the guy, these miracles that it's speaking about, is talking about NATO and the EU. Right, it's talking about the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. That's NATO and the EU.
System of
It's a
rule.
system of rule right now.
Exactly. Like for example,
When it said fire come down from heaven, it's talking about the missiles.
yeah, there you go.
That's technology. This technology, you're so used to it,
Yeah.
like you don't realize that
What you're
it's
seeing in
Okay,
front of
I
you.
understand, but how about there comes the people, I don't know what to believe, how can I earn my way to heaven? What would you say to them?
Well, but the thing is, you have to be an Israelite. This is what it is. It's
Well,
about-
That's
the
what
thing
you
is,
would
it's-
say, the
you
way
have
you earn to
well,
heaven.
you have to be
No,
of
you have to
the,
be an Israelite of the elect.
of the elect.
Revelation 9 and 17. Let's read that real
That
quick.
means
Oh, I mean,
if I'm not
Revelation
according
9
to
and
your views,
17.
Israelite, I'm burning
Romans
to hell,
9 and
what's
17.
happening?
Let's just read this
Okay.
real quick.
Yeah,
Because it'll
yeah.
get your point.
Yeah, and I've
Because
got
I know
First John.
because you're basically saying it like there's no choice. No one has a choice.
There's no
You're
free
basically,
will, bro.
if you're on this side, you win. If you're on that side, you lose. So let's read it.
I'll read a bit above it.
Yeah, go
I
on.
got First John after.
Romans 9 and 14 says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with, I'll say God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
yeah.
Based God saying, I'm gonna be merciful on who I choose to have mercy on. Alright? It tells you in the book of Proverbs 24 and 20, the man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? Right? Everything is predestined.
Yep.
Alright? Go and read on.
It says, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Right? I will have compassion upon who I have compassion. Alright? Go and read.
So then it is not of him that willeth,
Not of him
So-
that willeth.
And
Like
then
I'm
you-
gonna say I want to do this. Go on.
that was the thing you were saying. How can I attain salvation? The cold reality is,
What always comes in my mind, because people get so confused, so too much digest, but John 3:16 sums up correctly. For God so loved
I
the
pulled
world
that
that he
hat.
gave his only
You pulled
son.
that rabbit at the hat.
you know,
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? That's good. You
no,
said
no,
that.
it's okay. That's a good.
It's good you said that. It's good you said it because it's true.
Isaiah.
But people want to
Yeah,
understand.
but the thing is, what did we no, but you're right. It's good you said that. But what did we originally? We were talking about what the Bible was written in.
Yeah,
it was
the
written in what?
original language.
It was written in the New Testament was written in Greek. When you go into those words, the world that the Lord was talking about is, I believe, it's oikomeni in the Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that world
in
Cosmos.
3:16 is cosmos.
cosmos. Sorry, Greek cosmos.
Oikomoni is what
Oikomeni
it
is-
need to be for it to say what they
You
want.
refer
it
to
to
Oiko-
be.
Greek
oik-
language, right?
The Greek language, which it was written in. So when you go into the etymology of it, in the Greek, the oikomeni means what? Oikomeni means. No, I know what I'm saying. Can't. Oikomeni is like for everyone. But in John 3:16, that verse is cosmos. It's talking about the world of Israel. So
Let
the
me-
Lord,
let
when
me
he
back
said,
you up.
read it, bro.
So
You
this
have
is
to
the
know-
word there for cosmos. This
Yeah,
is
so what?
John 3:16.
Yeah. You
The
hear
word
that?
there is
Yeah,
cosmos.
that's how I was-
Right, world,
Yeah,
cosmos.
There you
So
go, Cosmos.
She can look it up. Cosmos, yeah? We'll play it.
Strong's G 2889.
There you go.
Cosmos.
Cosmos.
So it says an act and harmonious arrangement or constitution, order, government, ornament, decoration, or adornment, i.e. the arrangement of stars, the heavenly host as an ornament of heavens, the world, the universe, the circle of the earth, the inhabitants of the earth, men, the human family, ungodly multitude. All right, but when you go down to the point, it says any aggregate or general collection of particulars of any sort. The Gentiles as contrasted to the Jews.
That's it.
So
that's,
it's speaking about one set group of people.
even though you remember the story
Isaiah.
with the Lord, with the woman at the well, what did the Lord say to her? He sent her away and he said, look, basically he let her know the time will come when the rule,
Either you know your fathers or worship in this place.
because they were another nation. They were, I believe they were I think they were Ethiopian.
Yeah, Samaritans.
Samaritans. So he told her, look,
Okay, gentlemen, you got to go. Yeah.
take care, man.
Okay, man.
Peace
care.
be with you.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Not you, we're recording
guys aren't
ourselves.
on
We're
camera.
recording ourselves.
We're not recording you, we're recording ourselves.
All right.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Take care, man.
I'll do a piece of
ultimate defensive, the ultimate lance of John 3:16.
She's all messed up. He's messed up.
It bent and broke asunder
Yeah.
upon the truth. You know the
And the
two,
funny-
a double-edged sword in the scriptures.
And the funny thing is, bro, whether they're Jake or not, whatever, like they are, yeah. Let's just say, assume they're heathens. You know what the funny thing is? All this talk about love and that, you know they're racist. In their day-to-day life, do they actually like have affinity with the people on the sign? They were shocked. They were shocked when we were saying these are the people. They look down on our people. People
That's
like
good.
him look down on you know, they'll look at our people in a destroyed state. Look down on people. People like her. She look like some hybrid. Like
no, she
like
was,
some
she was.
hybrid Hong Kong and English or whatever. A Asian hybrid.
Let me read this to
There you
back
go.
up.
Well, I was just going to say
That was the Lord cut them. The word cut
Yeah,
them.
no, they were cut before as well. I think it was like when Hebrews came out, they were cut from.
That's why they left them.
in the first one. Because they were like, oh, you know, and then as we're going through, it was like their feelings were getting hurt.
Yeah.
And you could tell. That's why you had to. It's like when we're breaking down even like Revelation 13 as well. Then man said, oh, the thing that just comes to mind is John 3:16.
then-
Man had the ultimate salvation.
Yeah.
Well, you knew that Revelation was getting deep water.
Yeah.
Because he's saying like the fire come down from heaven. Like what?
So they'd rather go back
what,
to the
like man's making it some magical like event.
super
fire
cool.
come down from heaven. No,
Right.
later in the EU,
And the thing is,
they
compared
said
to
missiles,
ancient-
and that's why
ancient
when we
world as
said
well.
missiles, like, well, how would you like what you missiles is like some far out technology.
yeah.
Like they, you know, when they thought about it, you know, they could tell it's like, you know, if someone was a biblical
But
time
you see,
saw a
that's the
missile,
deception
missile,
of that's the deception of the wicked elite, because they've made people believe they're living just this normal, like they're not in the devil's realm.
Yeah.
You get me?
Like they've not already been
Yeah,
beguiled.
beguiled. You've been
Like, as a
beguiled.
baseline.
Since Esau's been in rulership, all the elites do is beguile you. That's all they do.
And these guys enjoy, and bro, the
Now they're gonna go
files
back.
reveal.
The
These men are talking to you, they're laughing at you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
They're laughing at you guys.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
you got that thing. It's like
And this truth ain't for everyone now, because now they're gonna go. Sorry, Fire.
No, go on.
They're gonna go back to their lie.
But that's
they're
what I was about to
Christians
say.
and love everybody. And
Yeah.
supposedly, because that love everybody, by the way, doesn't include Jake.
Doesn't include Jake.
It don't include us.
stay outside, you know.
Yeah, say-
You be the security.
Yeah, exactly.
For the house.
It don't include
But
us.
But it's the thing, you know, we
Yeah.
have that thing where it's a I forget the word, but it's like you have the
Quagmire,
cave
yeah.
where they can see the shadow of something,
Yeah,
and
Socrates' cave or-
it's like a
Plato's, I think it's Plato's
it's like a
cave.
phenomenon where they say like people think that's reality, and when you go outside, you see there's another thing. They basically like they got a chance to see like the shadow, the hands moving the shadow,
Yeah.
and they said, "Nah, man, that's
let's-
not real.
let's
Let's
go
go
back
back in the cave."
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, try.
Where it's like
What's it called?
Plato's cave. It's a book. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, they're looking at the shadows on the wall,
And they think
and
that's
they
the
manage
real world.
making the shadows, and then
Yeah.
realize there's a whole world outside.
Yeah.
Basically, you know, with us, bro, when people step into our circle, our little circle here, our church, just for 5 to 10 minutes, it's like basically we're giving them the information to unplug, but it's like after that 5 seconds, I'm getting back out of there.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of it.
That's the
first
thing is they could engage on a certain level, but when it was like, oh, you know, we're breaking down, you know, salvation and details of that. It was like, okay, oh, this is interesting information.
Yeah.
Then it got dicey. Then it was like their worldview was being challenged.
Because they thought where they were going, like saying, oh, do you believe in Jesus Christ? They thought we were going to say, oh, we don't believe in the Lord. And then we showed you the depths of what the Lord represented. So let me read this, because you read John 3:16, Isaiah 45:17, 18 as well. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
And world without end again is a cosmos.
Yeah.
That's Israel. When you go into remember when man first came in, brother said, yo, buy that big blue letter. Remember?
Yeah, the big,
So,
the strong.
the strong.
Yeah.
So we
Remember
got
that, the
we
strong
got
on
it's there
deck.
still at the crib.
Yeah,
We got the
yeah,
books,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
And then that's at the crib. I got a lot of your books
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
got
yeah,
Ages and
yeah.
Moors. And that Strong's, the main one we always outline was we find exactly where that is. But the cosmos, the Greek words for that. Because it's got,
with the-
oh man, it's filled with
Yeah,
everything.
with a little tag in
But we
it.
always make sure you put that down.
Yeah. Because it's like
a
as soon as man will come up, we'll be like, okay, pull out the strong.
because bro, it's been a long time we've even pulled that out again.
Yeah,
The Spirit made him say it, so he's like, all right, cool. Then this is what it is.
Hebrew has
Cosmos,
left
bro.
field. I wasn't expecting that.
Cosmos, man.
That's what I was like, is that the level you're at? But then
Lord ain't deep.
is as far as to him, that was the level he's at. The woman was more clued up.
Yeah, she was.
But then the thing is she didn't, like, even for her, it was deep waters. Because she probably could regurgitate some aspect, but then she couldn't really break down shit. She didn't really understand what we were coming with. She couldn't hold up. Like, she was in deep waters, man. She was
Hey,
drowning.
what did Roosevelt say, man? A good understanding of the Bible is worth more than
Then a college
college
education. Which college education will cost what? 50, 60 grand and all that?
Yeah.
Well, then you don't know shit.
Yeah.
People go college and come out stupid. Man, the Lord's given us the wisdom, but
Yeah.
they step into that, bro, and then they do that matrix throwing up. Basically, they were throwing up the road.
Yeah, so-
Obviously, they might not be Jake anyway.
briefly,
But the
yo.
point is- yeah. Couldn't do it. Even
they were
before,
more, when I look back now, they were more in awe that we said the things we said.
Yeah,
of course.
And knew
initially,
what we were
that-
doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it
That's
was a
because he was
thing.
He
saying
admitted
it
it,
was
he
stupid.
admitted it.
It was out.
basically
It was out. It was like it was
the
above
Thousand
the station.
Road. Yeah.
Above
That's
the
above the
station,
station.
Let me finish on this as well. Hebrews 8 and 7 says, "For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second." And the thing, and these are the things where it's like, oh, I was thinking these guys were getting hurt because they'll really think, oh, they didn't understand the fullness of what Yahweh came for, and then getting into it.
Don't
Because
understand
even
it.
continuing, it says, "What for finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." And then that's where you really got to think, where do the heathen come into this?
Exactly. You're not part of this. And you're going to get a rude awakening when your Lord Yahweh Shai comes back.
Yeah.
Because y'all are going in slavery. All these other nations are going in slavery,
That's
man.
right. That's why
Them,
she even
all
said
these
it was
motherfuckers. That
That's-
hybrid bitch, all
Yeah.
of them, man.
That's why she
They're all
was
going in
offended by
slavery.
this.
Yeah.
She
She said it was
offended
creating
initially,
division.
just,
And then she even said she admitted that it did. Well, she basically, her tongue fell upon her own self.
Yeah, bro.
Because she admitted that division is basically, people not understanding what's being said. It's like,
But you know,
you
these
just said what
people, you know how, all this division talk, man, you live divided in your own life.
Yeah.
Like I said, do you think she walks around, let me
thinking,
help
this is
every
just
Jake
part
I
of my
see?
family.
And exactly,
This
get
is
the hell out of
all
here,
these
man.
crackers, all these
fucking
fucking
devils, man.
walking up the street.
Exactly.
And she then going to them, be like, no, let me get you. I'll
Let
get
me
you
give you the
housing,
word
I'll
of
give
God
you
and all
food.
that.
Yeah,
Get the hell out of
course,
here, man. All these nations are going in slavery, man. They don't fuck with, man.
Yeah, I'll read this as well, just on the point. Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time, the sufferings of this present time, are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
And that's the glory is being revealed in us, because one with this word and two with the kingdom of heaven. We got that glory coming, man, and it's being revealed to us. The thing is, bro, we got to sit around these idiots, and we're teaching. We're like basically righteous fools, because we got to come out here and do this work in the winter, in the summer, for the Lord's sake, for His humour. But really, we're waiting for the kingdom. We're doing this because the Lord's coming to establish the kingdom and finally put the rightful people on top, man. Because it's these goyim that's got the seats at the moment.
Yeah.
They're the ones calling the shots in the dark and etc. etc. Goyim like them. You know what I'm saying? And to the average Jake of our people that don't understand the levels of what's going on in society, these people pull the wool over their eyes.
Yeah.
Hybrids like these losers, like him and that Lithuanian, whatever the fuck's from Latvia. I was even gonna go. Latvia was ruled by Jake, man.
Yeah.
See, if we even touched on them Latvian icons, that would have. He knows it. They know that stuff exists.
they know
but
it.
really, deep down, these people are nothing but a bunch of fucking
Then,
racists
yeah,
anyway,
the
man.
thing is, anyways, what drew them in was the Negroes.
Blacks got the knowledge.
Judah,
Yeah.
Negroes. But then it's like, as far as when we deal with, okay, you believe in the Bible, what's going on? Them people in the land, do they fulfill it or not?
Exactly.
And then and there ain't no one on earth that can say they fulfill it.
No.
So read note says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
Yeah.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
Yeah.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. Romans 8. So that's the thing, is the reason why there needs to be another promise. It's because the creature was made subject to vanity. We were made unable to. You're talking about, he's talking about, well, you can't keep the law. That doesn't mean that one, we rehearse the righteous acts in the first place. You basically are meant to do your earnest best as you can. We know that our bodies are, we already failed.
Yeah.
And these you know, it's funny, man. Even these heathens are dogs. They're lower than dogs, but these heathens. Man, even the fact that they're even talking on the Bible is a goddamn atrocity, man.
Well, this is
it's not even it's nothing to do with any of you.
It's not by your head. And this is what I was gonna say, because what did you just read? You said
Romans 8.
No, I said about the grace period. That's because I said it to you.
Yeah.
I said you Christians have made a thing out of the grace period more than what it is. It's a
stopgap.
Yeah, stopgap. That's
Exactly.
the best word for it.
Till the Lord comes back, man.
It's not a thing that's gonna last forever. It's just a band-aid, like you said. It's gonna last for a moment. That where you fell short, don't worry. I've given you grace. Go okay, my son. Don't worry, try again. But you righteous man falling 7 times, we're getting fucked. That's what we're dealing with.
Exactly.
But there's gonna be a time where the law is gonna be implemented and you're gonna keep it forever.
Exactly.
And that's what they fail to understand.
Exactly. And these Christians love to talk about like even them grace, but bro, they probably doing all kind of abominations, man.
Yeah.
They you damn sure know they're not eating right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you see, he had his beard.
His beard. I was even thinking that he had that
That's the thing,
stupid,
yeah.
like just a few strands of hair in a circle on his face.
Yeah.
It's like,
The goatee.
it's like, yeah. Well, that was like some shambolic goatee, man. Like
You
could
could
at
look
least
like
go
Esau if you wanted to.
Yeah, there you go, man.
But yeah, that's the thing. Is I'll read on in Hebrews 8. It says for finding fault with them, verse 8 says, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the day is come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. And that's the thing as well, is everything in the scriptures, all the scriptures we went to, but Joel 2:27 is a clean one as well. You only and none else.
You only have I known.
And with these things, it's separated. It's Israel and Judah being dealt with.
Right.
It's basically through that lineage,
Right.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, where you then have any promises being made, anything being applied.
Yep.
Once you go outside of Rome, there's nothing for them.
Right.
And then you go into
but you see,
Revelation,
he
we'll
went-
say the outer court.
Really, you know, he was leading. That's why he was leading to that, because he was leading to the whole. Well, can't we be involved?
Yeah,
Oh, But even prior to that, you explained to him that you are like we're not saying
Yeah,
you're not involved.
exactly.
Like, you know what the Spirit was supposed
There
to
you go.
reveal
It's Israelite
involved.
foreigners, yeah.
The Spirit was really revealing both of them. You're not part of this.
Yeah. Because
We see you
they
in the
were
next
getting
world,
they
man.
were getting cut anyway.
Exactly.
In just bringing out, okay, how, because the thing is this, as far as with the Greeks as well, all that being brought, like bro, that's you need that context.
And the thing is,
they don't even understand what the hell the scriptures are even replying to.
These demons, bro, because even the Mormons, they have a whole ideology that black so-called Negroes are cursed. That's an ideology in Mormonism.
Like you're not going to counteract.
Wait a minute, I
You're not
thought
gonna, like, you know.
your whole
What about love for everyone?
Exactly.
What
So
about John
really,
3:16,
even
bro?
really these Christians in the spirit really believe that shit too, especially these Edomite ones. These Edomites Christians,
It's
they don't
being
believe
black
this.
is a curse.
Christianity is like worldwide, but they don't look at a Jake equal to them. Or you're a Christian, right? So come on, man. Come on, man.
It says what?
We understand Satan's works, man. You know?
That's it. We are not
We're ignorant, man.
ignorant of
Yeah,
Satan's
bullshit, man. Yeah.
It said, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. And that's the thing, is the relationships between the Most High and Israel. As far as the need for Yahweh Shai to come on the scene, that goes exactly to the conduct of Israel.
Exactly.
When the need for the kingdom of heaven, the future promises, goes to Israel. We can go Romans 9, and it's plainly applies just to Israel.
We read you will be blessed, and then we read the first verse of Deuteronomy, and then we read 15. Bro, if you really went into that, bro, the only people that fit really being destroyed and cursed that need help is Jake.
Yeah.
That's the truth. But you know, if you bring that out to these heathens, they ain't trying to hear that. They don't want to hear none of that, man. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's all good. That's why we know it ain't for you.
Yeah.
This ain't for the other nations, man, and it'll never be. And the proof,
they've always been trying to get in
they've
the
always
in the
been
mix.
trying to get in the mix.
They've
And-
always been hurt that they can't get in the mix.
Yeah, and the full revealing of that is going to be when the Lord establishes us again, when He returns.
Yeah,
Because right now we
Hosea
bring it
1.
out through the Word. When the Lord comes back, you're going to see the real separation.
Try them by the Spirit.
Because that's the thing, as far as from right now, is Esau inviting anyone else to have a seat? Is he inviting Israel?
Yeah, exactly.
To be like, oh yeah, you know, so give me a break, bro.
Exactly.
Like, why in that? Like, you guys have got your, having your run.
This is your run, man.
Like, you've been having a real good time. Bro, Trump can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, that's the state he's in. He can just, every morning he wakes up, he takes a shit,
Yeah.
he eats a McDonald's.
He's a keto McDonald's.
Yeah,
He's keto fucking
Mac,
the
Big
traditional
Mac.
burger, McDonald's
Yeah.
burger. He's keto burger.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, is you know, are we having a chance? No, listen, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
So just it's
whoever
gonna
the
be
Fuck!
yeah,
Yeah. You've been
But then it's
trampling
gonna be the same thing in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Was it
Trampling.
Daniel 7:18, man?
Yeah.
It's gonna be clean as hell.
Yeah.
Because why? As far as like as righteousness will be executed beautifully.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is everyone seems to want righteousness, but then the reality of it is
When you bring it out to them,
yeah,
They didn't
what it is,
realize where
you
it
don't
is.
even know what it's.
Yeah.
Righteousness is us having you beneath us.
Yeah. And the thing is,
The
as well, is
heathens.
like even for Esau's system, there's a hierarchy, but they pretend, oh no, everyone,
Yeah, exactly.
just saying equality
Yeah, exactly.
is so-called meant. Oh, you've got the opportunity. We've given. Oh, but you know, we had you in slavery,
Opportunity?
but you can now go. But you can get any job.
Which
you
is
can
all
live
nonsense.
any
I don't
life.
want it.
It's all nonsense.
We should
because,
have a
bro,
job.
I worked in one place before, and then I was doing. I was at the reception area of one place, and then the higher building, people would come for interviews to work in the building, and whenever, and it was all run by Edomites. Whenever I saw people, someone of color come, qualified or not, I knew this motherfucker ain't getting a job. And guess what? Within 2 seconds, they wheeled them back downstairs. So the interview went that quick.
And that's
Meaning
the
they
thing.
never got that job.
And there's like even some of them, they might let one or two up there,
Yeah.
you know, the so-called DEI hires
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
But then it's like a lot of them say what they're up there to deal. They say there's mad racists.
They're dealing with that
They
hell
have to just hold legendary racism, man.
just for a paycheck.
Bro, it was
So
like,
shows
was
you
it,
that
was it the police or was it the Navy which was saying, oh, they just called her a black bitch?
Yeah,
Like, there was a black
definitely.
woman saying,
Police and Navy.
yeah, and they were just saying,
They
oh,
all
you're
do.
a black bitch. Oh, they just called me a black bitch and they said it was a joke. I'm like, what the? I was like, yeah, but then it's like, you just have to hold it for those positions. A lot of those positions, a lot of those high-flying city jobs, then, bro, it's like, they're going to be coked up.
That's who you're
Like,
sitting
yo,
with.
you fucking black
That's what you're
bitch.
sitting around.
And it's just like,
But they know they
Position.
can do it to you because you're going for it.
Yeah.
That's why you will have issues when you're in the midst of that plantation because they know that you ain't going for it. You hide, you know, you do the smiling, the whole yeah man, say all the right things. But when you get up in there and you start behaving, you have your resting bitch face as they call it.
Did you see-
know, I'm quoting when I do that. I'm quoting. I'm not trying to front no satanic
Have,
shit.
have you seen?
But when they throw that, then it's like, oh, he got us, man. We need to get rid of him.
Get rid of it. Have you seen that trending thing on social media? It's like, mom or dad, what were you like when you were in the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
that song, that thing.
Yeah.
And then it was one where it was like a Jake. He said, and the caption, "What were you like when you were white?" And then it showed all of these old pictures of his fraternities and he's this and he's that, and it was like a Jake amongst all these Edomites. So then people on the comments were like, "So what happened?" He said, "Well, I just realized at the end of the day, no matter what I did, they never accepted me." You know, like he was proper in the system, Jake, like let's say like a Carlton Banks type of Jake. But he realized these men are just like, so he was discussing it with other Jakes on the comment board. So that's
the thing. It's like the reality is, you see those groups where it's like, oh, there'll be the one Jake man.
Right.
I'm like, bro, it's like they ain't really gonna vibe with you like that.
Right.
Even if the thing is, they could even be Jakes as well, but then you're still gonna have that kind of a gap.
But the thing is, even the thing is, them white Jakes side with Esau's system anyway. 9 times out of 10. Exactly. So it doesn't matter, bro.
They got the
It's what it
complexion
is.
for protection.
It is what it is.
They're gonna move
And then the Jake, the guy on the comment boards, they were like, oh, we're so, like, it was like Eve and other Jake men talked to her, finally happy you woke up, brother, and all that. You get me? Like, you know, they're talking, like, basically that spirit is out there. Like, no matter what you do, you can't get with Esau as a Jake. You know, and you should already, obviously we know it now, but the spirit like that is out there. Esau, you ain't getting nowhere in his world. No matter how qualified you are. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm feeling a bit more on this.
Yeah,
It says, verse 10, "For this is a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says the Lord." And these, you know, all these Christians out there saying, you know, I'm born again.
Oh yeah, I tried.
I'm back. Your rebirth. What is it? Rebirth. Born again.
Baptized.
Born again. Yeah. I said born again. Yeah. But born again. But then, you know, lo and behold, it's Israel. It's a relationship that basically can only be fulfilled by Israel.
Well, you know, it's funny, these so-called white Christians and all these motherfuckers, they can be dunked in tap water and all that, and then some Jake that ain't doing none of that.
Government juice.
Yeah, government juice. And just some random Jake that, the Lord just works with just a random Jake that ain't doing none of that. He's just into some corporate world doing this, that, and that, but the Lord's with him.
Or her banging,
or all of that,
or just the regular doing,
whatever.
Doing they playing computer games with the man them and going home and
like the Lord's with them
on the weekends.
The Lord's with him,
and that's the thing. It's like as far the way that guy was talking about it's like it's some super mystical. I'm like, bro,
it's not that.
You realize a lot of these things are real simple, real down to earth.
What you don't realize is it was super mystical when they were written.
Yeah.
But when now in that suit, you. Nigga, I was gonna say to the lady, I was gonna say to the girl, like you're holding a mobile phone. Can you tell me how that works? How do you touch a screen and somehow app pops up? And then you can tap your phone. Like how does it tap your phone and money gets taken from your bank?
And there's a portal into another world in your hand.
You can record yourself on the phone. Like you know, like if you went back 2,000 years ago and you handed this to someone, they'll bug out.
Yeah, they'll bug out, man. They'll lose it. Their brain might explode on the spot.
So that speaks to the point of when it says it causes fire to come down.
We are in that time of miracle.
There you go. Miracles.
Esau's doing his thing on the earth, and we're waiting for the Lord to come and do his thing, man.
Bro,
we're living in.
You watch like drone footage.
Yeah.
You watch like any kind of missile. You watch like a ICBM taking flight. That's something you watch. It's like seeing raw footage of like hydrogen bombs or whatever exploding, the mushroom cloud. Bro, if you're on the ancient world, you saw that from a distance. Bro, you're gonna think, yo, the world's ending. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like there's catastrophic storms.
But that's why Oppenheimer was tripping out and saying, "I become the destroyer of the world." I become a poet, bro.
With that
Nigga
1,000 yards there. 1,000 yards there. He was like,
I become the destroyer of worlds.
He's like, his eyes were completely blank. He was like, yo.
He's in the trance, bro.
He's in the trance. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like as far as now is the time where
That's
all
right.
those that the fantastical has become mundane. Like, bro, being able to, even the internet. When the internet was like, they were like the information superhighway. Bro, there was someone that played like a clip. They said, "What do these three people have in common?" And they said they all have an email. And I was like, bro, imagine having an email address used to be something that was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You got email?
Yeah,
Instant? But now it's, bro, being able to DM, man, like instant message someone.
Well, I saw
that's something that now is making people lose their
I
minds.
watched the original footage in the early 2000s when Nokia's 3310s came out. It was on BBC.
Oh, yeah,
and people were like, yeah, I love texting. I send 2 or 3
text-
texts a
yeah,
day.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
you saw that clip? I'm like, look at it today. Motherfuckers are sending whole videos and all that. And
Bro,
then,
that's
you know
what I'm
saying?
like, bro. How many times you see someone on the underground or something, but they're just on a FaceTime or whatever? Like there's like people be on that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
man
yeah.
they'll be FaceTiming man in India, FaceTiming man in Latvia, FaceTiming man in Timbuktu, Australia, whatever. Instantly, you're just there having a chat. Like that's mystical. In the ancient world, bro, you had to send like even for war, you had to send man on a horse, and the man's gonna run the horse till he dies. The horse dies. The horse's heart is exploding as he's giving you the message because it's like that important to get the information. Now you have like all that being beamed instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's finish on this.
Ezekiel,
and then think, oh, you want to see?
Ezekiel 37
Okay.
about wiser than Daniel. There's nothing that can be hid from you, and we can close out after your whatever.
Okay.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, that's what
That's the
I
spirit,
realized.
man.
Like,
Because I was going to say we only do an hour and a half, but
when they came out, I was like, when they came out, I was like, yeah.
they got to sing to the spirit.
Ezekiel 28 and 3. And when you do that, you don't catch the time.
Yeah, no, you don't. Because you're in the spirit. You're just going back and forth.
Ezekiel 28 and 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can be there's no secret that they can hide from thee.
Right, so this man is wiser than Daniel. Daniel, when you really deal with him, when you deal with his station in the Babylonian Empire as a young man, he occupied an office just to do with wisdom, wise sayings. The first things he done was breaking down a dream. You know, when Nebuchadnezzar basically said, I'm not going to tell you the manner of the dream. You're going to tell me the dream and the breakdown of the dream. And then, you know, the guy was saying, yo, the soothsayers and the magi were saying, you got to tell us the dreams. But he said that the only way I'll believe the saying of the dream is if you can tell me what dream happened and an interpretation of it all. So Daniel was deep on that level. But now we're saying that Esau is beyond that. This is why you have, I always forget this lady's name, the one, I forget her name, but the one that spoke about Trump being elected and being a good thing. Because now he's gonna fuck up the world so much that it's gonna mean that, you know, problem, reaction, solution. Hegelian dialectic.
Futurism is what they call it.
Okay.
Oh no, accelerationism.
Okay.
That's accelerationism. 'Cause that's something that a lot of the elite, that's kind of the belief they hold to, where they're trying to push forward. They're saying, oh, we need humanity to progress, so we need to accelerate and increase war, increase crisis, increase these things. Which is, you know, they have a back.
And I give up tomorrow to see you. And it's like people are doing different memes on that. It's jokes, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta see it. Yo, Esau's on his way out, fam.
Nah, that's it. Acceleration. Yeah, it's a bit more on that.
Yeah. It says there's no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and thou hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
There you go. So all of this technology that's been perpetuated out to the world has allowed this man to obtain great wealth and riches. Right?
More than he's ever had.
This is what you don't understand. It also says in the book of Daniel that you have eyes onto a man, which is basically about technology. So all these technological advancements, people don't realize this is what would be deemed great power once upon a time.
Remember,
These are the miracles that were spoken in the Bible. Right? Because all you got, like, this is what people fail to understand. The prophets were once known as seers. Alright? Why? Because the Heavenly Father bestowed them visions. Alright? Gave them visions to basically write down and put them in the form of a book that was compiled to be known as the Bible. Alright? So they saw all these things and they articulated they basically described what they saw by way of the things that were around them. Arrows, right? Plants, mushrooms, this, that, and the other. These are things that they see around them. Fire not blown.
Yep. And the Lord increased Esau's, he gave him that tech, because think about it like this. Esau, during the time of Rome, they would have to wage campaigns to go to lands to take what they you know, take the goods and all that, which they still do now. But think about it, the elites, all they did is set up the Federal Reserve. That's chokeholded the world.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. That's
Yeah.
it. Come on, the IMF, the Federal
Yeah.
Reserve. That's chokeholded the planet
World
Earth.
Reserve currency.
Before they even have to do invasions and create propaganda, they've chokeholded the whole world, bro. Yeah, just with that banking system alone.
And that's you know,
And
Proverbs
the
11
Federal
and 1.
Reserve, yeah.
And unjust.
And the Federal Reserve is not, it's a private entity, man. Who is that? It's the wicked elites. The Federal Reserve. People don't even know that. And the Federal Reserve is locked down, like they've got most of the world's gold in Bank of England. And shit like that. The Federal Reserve is locked down by the international bankers, man.
Yeah.
People don't even know that. So that's part of that increase of wisdom. They didn't have to do the old school crashes and invade Persia.
I know what you mean.
Which
They
was that was
actually
his
have
last.
to do it,
I think that was like his last stop because he did an invasion of Persia and then they captured him. I think it was crashes and then they melted gold and made him drink it.
Oh yeah.
That's how they done him out because that was like his last campaign.
It was too greedy.
And it was the Elam that did Persians that did it.
Yeah.
It was a sect of the Persians. Anyway, yeah.
Alright, brothers. Alright, man.
Shalom.
Shalom, Makia.
And sisters.
Sisters, Shalom. Bless you too, man.